Hello, y'all. How's it going? How's it going? It is the day today. It is Monday, and we are continuing with a hat in time, as will be the Monday plan going forward for the foreseeable future. Around 8 p.m., you know how we do. How did your weekend go? Mine went all right. Was kind of busy between GDQ, going out and seeing a movie, and just wanting to keep up with all the anime that I commit to. There's a lot of anime on the weekends, and boy howdy, it took me a while to get through all of it on Sunday. It sort of piled up since I had been focusing on those other couple of things, and also, other such things I do on weekends that a little bit got in the way. That's a silly thing to say. It had gotten a little backed up yesterday, but I'm on top of it. Mostly, I'll say I haven't watched anything today. I went out for a little bit of a walk after work today. Walked a couple miles, like 3, and then came home and relaxed for like a bit, and then sooner before you know it, it was 3 o'clock. It is good to know that I could walk I could do a 3 mile walk on a stream day without the running into like the stream, without like missing the stream, right? Not too badly anyway. Which is good, but still, I'm a bit tired. My feet were I was getting a little sore by the end of it. Need to keep at that. Need to keep that up. Wasn't even really that hot today, so just like mid 80s. It's gonna get a lot worse this summer, So gotta keep up with that. Considering I'm going to Silver Dollar City like in a month from now, so I need to be ready and willing to walk much farther than 3 miles. That said, Silver Dollar City will probably be like, nicer to walk around in than just a regular ass trail, because they've probably got like mist sprayers and stuff. They've probably got like ways to cool down a little bit. And of course, you're not just walking, you're walking 2 places, then you stop, and then you wait in line, and then you get on a roller coaster, and you can sit down during that 99% of the time, except for stand-up coasters, which are rare and not at Silver Dollar City, so I don't have to worry about that, and even if I did, I'm sure it would be fine. Relative. Anyway, all that to say, I don't have that much to say before we get into the meat of things tonight. Hey, look at that. There's a guy on some meat over there. Let's get into this game. We're gonna be continuing with File 2, which has some angry eyebrows drawn on it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And see where tonight goes. You might have read in the introduction thing, while the stream was starting, that you might have read that we're going to Subcon Forest or whatever it's called. We're going to the third world. That's what I meant, and that's true. We're going to the third world. That's where we're going. From my understanding, we need a grappling hook to proceed any farther into World 2. World 3 is right out of reach, or World 4, I mean. Need 14 to get there. And, well, I guess maybe we could go back to World 1 if we really wanted to. But, I'm thinking it'd be good to progress into the third world tonight. And, start in on that. What is that a picture of? Just a house in some woods, I guess. Not important. Alright. Let's go here. Head into Subcon. Now, I said before that a lot of the world, the structure of them is a little odd, a little unusual. You know, they mix it up a little with each one, and I believe this one kind of has like a achievement type progression, where in each level you're really trying to get like some contractual obligation met, like in the name. You know, it'd be like, oh, you know, you gotta go get this thing, and that's what the level will be about. But let's see where this goes, see how they set this up. I'll say in my memory, I remember this level being like the one that I liked kind of the least. I would say that this is maybe the level I'm least fond of as far as like, yeah, I just remember it being kind of not as sharp as some other levels, and the structure being weird. Not a hit, I'll say. You know, I think this game has some hits and some misses, and I think this one is more of a miss than a hit. But you know, like I've demonstrated, I honestly don't remember that much about like what it entails or how exactly it all works. So let's follow these things and find out. We've been caught. Just at the end of the trail of collectibles, too. Very nice. Oh, we gotta hit X to escape. Try to escape. How many times do we have to hit X? Okay, yeah, this is sort of a pretty directly a Paper Mario homage. You know, which I guess, hey, you know, I love Paper Mario Thousand Year Door as much as the next man, but I don't know, man. You need more than just like the same joke. Like, even the shape of the dialogue box is, like, directly out of TTYD. Okay.
I just need you to sign right here at the bottom.
I just want a grappling hook here. Well, I'm probably gonna... I don't know, like, how close to 100% we're gonna get in this. But we'll do this world. Alright, so... Act 1 and Act 2 are different parts of this. You can see there we have some achievos, basically, or objectives, or quests. Yeah, so this one kind of works on a quest-based system, I guess, is the... how you would phrase it. Not achievement-based. Quest-based. And it also, like, opens up different acts, and yeah, I couldn't tell you, like, how the act structure, like, works into it, right? Is it just... Are acts just parts of the level that you can walk into? And those parts do this quests in? I'm not sure. I think each quest is a timepiece. And you can see there's 2 acts, but there's 3 of them, so... You know... Do the math. Sign it. And there we go. Seals the deal. Seal the deal is another piece of DLC. It's one of the DLCs in this game. I feel empty. I'm kind of tired.
Don't worry though. If you finish your chores quickly, you'll have your soul back real soon.
All right.
And don't you ever forget our little contract. I've put in your start menu so that it will never leave your sight.
Pretty good. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Next to weapon. And you can see there our quest log. It's kind of weird. I can't like pull up a full screen version of it. Whatever. Alright. Now we have to do some things. There should be like hit minus to just pull up the quest log. Find a village, murder some spirits, clean a well. Okay. That's a shame, yeah. I'm a little tired. Barely tired. Maybe a 3-mile walk. Takes it out of you a little bit. But, you know. I'll say... I would like to be, like, more active. I would like to, like, find time for a walk, like, several times a week. And limiting myself to non-stream days kind of limits myself a lot, considering that, you know, only 4 days are non-stream days, and, you know, 2 of those days are on the weekend, and I don't really have time on Saturday to do one, so either I peg myself into just, like, walking on every day that I don't have a stream, or I can find time on a stream day to get a walk in. Maybe I should just stick to the former. It's just easier to find time on a day where I don't have, you know, an appointment or such. Starting at, you know, I don't have, plans. With a firm start time. I don't know why I'm climbing the tree, but I'm climbing the tree. Hey, the person is up here, so that's a good sign.
Where to go, kid?
What are we doing here? Does this have anything to do with the spirits or the village or what? I bet. Those guys' voices seem really low compared to the music, and I'm pretty sure last time I pumped up the voices, so whatever, man. You know, authentic experience and whatnot, I suppose. This is the experience. What? Of playing this game. Ugh. I was kind of feeling tired around the same time tonight, or last night. But I, instead of taking a nap, I pushed on, and eventually, you know, as soon as it was like late night, my sleepiness went away entirely. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know if it's just like, oh, no, it's like, problem wasn't that I was ready to go to bed. The problem was, like, no, I wasn't ready to wake up. Like, however many hours it was ago, even if it was, like, half a day ago. Once we get to, like, you know, like, go to sleep, like, proper time, my body will be like, nope, actually, we're in fully awake mode now. Camera here. Moves. You know how a camera moves? Some of this movement is not me. Don't know why we're climbing this up. Present. It's a relic. Okay. I don't see anything else here, so let's just go. Can we go down or what? Oh, we can because of the pin. Oh, this fire is gonna keep us out. Okay. I wonder if these fires are different acts. And we can only go into certain ones right now. That would be my guess, except that we're supposed to have 2 acts open. So I'm not sure where they are. Ah. Oh, it's good to sit down. Take a load off. All that. You know, tonight I do have some cards, and I can talk about them. Let me start with, I saw Across the Spider-Verse. The brand new movie about, Peter Parker. No, not Peter Parker, about Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy and, a bunch of other alternate dimension versions of themselves and others. You know, alternate Spider-Men and Spider-Women and Spider-Things. They go a lot harder on the, on all the references, this time, and I really enjoyed that. It's not like last time where there's like a solid squad of like Spider-Man, you know, like, and last time you had like the main ones that came in first. Gwen, you know, I think she called Spider-Ghost or something in like Marvel Snap. Gwen Stacy, Spider-Woman, you know, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, older Peter Parker. There was, the Spider-Pig, Noir Spider-Man, and, anime Spider-Woman. That was the squad last time, and this time there's not so much of a squad, but there are a couple of Spider-Man who have prominent roles who I thought were pretty cool. But I'll say I think it's kind of a spoiler to bring them up, so I won't name names. You know, I'll just keep that vague so you can go in not knowing who exactly is going to show up or if they're real ones or not. I honestly don't know, like, source material or anything, but it's all very good. The one thing I'll say is I think that I'll say a couple things about the movie. Let's stand up and keep walking. I'll say a couple of things about the movie. One, I thought the style was amazing. It was hard to look at times. You know, there were definitely times in the movie where I was just like, where I was almost like feeling like out of it, like I'm watching this, but my eyes, it's beginning to strain on them, you know? Like, oh my, holy hell, you know? Just feeling like they're just going way too hard and way too heavy on the effects and shit. But when the style was, like, at its height, in its coolest moments, it is very, very cool. Its coolest moments is very, very cool. It is cool. Even if sometimes, you know, it's hard to look at. Hard to watch. I think they've done a hell of a thing putting it together. I'll also say, like, you know, if you remember the previous movie, the earlier Squad, you know, with, Penny Park, with like, the anime Spider-Woman, right? I think her name was Penny. I always thought that her representation, was not very good. You know what I mean? Just insofar as, like, she doesn't strike me as, like, a authentic image of anime, you know? She strikes me as more like, oh, this is, like, an accidental caricature of anime, you know? From someone who doesn't know anime. You know how I mean? What did I do with the fruit? I'm not sure what I do with the fruit. Take it this way. Oh, I put a ghost in the fruit. Okay, put a ghost in the fruit. That'll make it explode. Eh. Okay. Weller mask yarn. Wonder if this is my grappling hook. I always thought she was kind of more of a character, you know, like caricature. You know, like South Park's ideal of anime, rather than like, you know, if she had looked like she came out of Demon Slayer or like My Hero or like an actual modern anime, I feel like that would be good. Instead, it seems like she's just a like an imitation of something, you know, that people remember from like the 80s or some shit. But this movie, I feel like all the characters, all the various spider people were on point. There were some, you know, new representation and all that, I suppose. It was good to see. Or whatever, you know. And I quite enjoyed it front to back. The only thing I thought... I'll say this. You know what, I'll say this as well. I thought it was really nice that they made... there was a big focus on Gwen, on Ghost Spider, which I thought was lovely. You know, it kind of made me think about how when Tokai Teo became the lead main character in season 2 of Uma Musume, and you know, that just being a lovely thing to see. You know, there's a lot they can do with her that justifies her being the lead for a bit at least. And I honestly wouldn't have minded if she had been the lead the entire movie. I thought it was a lot of extremely good stuff with her. You know, even if Miles' stuff is also still really good. The one thing I was sort of unprepared for, and I'll say this because it's not like... You should probably know about this, honestly. Was that the movie is a two-parter. It's a two-parter. The first part is out in theaters now, and apparently the second part is like a year from now. A little less than, I think. Which I didn't know about, and I think I would have liked to know about it, because when you're watching it, it's just like, you're just sitting there thinking like, holy hell, this keeps on ramping up further and further, and then you're wondering how far it's gonna go, and then it ends, and you're like, wait, what? To be continued? The fuck? And that's right, to be continued. It's not a single movie, it's a two-parter. You know, I think it's better to do like what Fast and the Furious did, and say that up front if you're doing a two-parter like that, you know? No one wants to get into the theater and just get to the part where it says like, to be continued. And, you know, no one wants that. It's one thing if it's like a fake to be continued, like in Back to the Future, right? Like, that's not really a to be continued. It's just a little bit of a... It's just a little bit of a joke setup for the next movie. No. Wait, why am I trying to... Oh, it's in ice. Kinda hard to tell because of the graphics. Kinda looks all fuzzy, you know? But anyway, Across the Spider-Verse, I definitely came out of that thinking like, well, goddamn, that is probably my favorite movie in a while. I was just really gripped by it. I enjoyed all the spider people and all the references that were, you know, accurate this time and good, and didn't feel pandering in any real way. Second of spoilers? Let me do a second of spoilers. A quick spoiler. I'm not really gonna say anything plot-wise. I'm just gonna say something like reference-wise. I think my favorite thing that they put in was that I really liked when they said like, oh, there's the video game guy, and it's Insomniac's Spider-Man from the video games. I thought that was real neat. And very, very cute, you know? Other than that, like, I liked... Let me talk about other Peters I liked. I like Hobie. I liked the Indian guy. I liked that Spider-Man. Liked all the Spider-Man, honestly. And it's almost a shame that you don't really get to meet or spend that much time with any of them.
Why, hello there! You didn't forget about me,
It's good.
did ya?
Anyway, highly recommended.
About me.
Highly recommended. Spider-Verse. What is this guy saying?
You working on any contractual
I think I am.
lately? You better be. Check it out. Those incredibly annoying fire spirits are sitting right there.
Yeah?
In the middle of my village. Their little dances created these incredibly annoying barriers that stop me from getting to parts of my forest. It's almost like they're trying to put an end to me. How adorable.
Oh, so the fires that are stopping us from getting around, they're also stopping him.
Dispose of them. I don't care how you do it, as long as they suffer for entering
Okay.
my domain.
This one's kind of open worldy, but it's also sort of weirdly closed off.
Please, back to work, trooper.
And like, you know, the places you go, you can't just do you can't just do platforming. You have to do like a weird amount of like puzzle solving, I guess, to do anything. Which I think, you know, I think the better if this is an open worldy world, which honestly I can't 1000% say it is. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll exit once we find a thing, and we'll come back into Act 2 once we go around to it. It's keeping us in the world now, like after the contract and after some different parts have opened up. But I'm pretty sure we'll enter and re-exit every time, even if it is like the same world. So are we burning these pictures then? Yeah, we're absolutely burning those pictures down. Basing the story on you know, one of the best games of all time is a good idea, to be sure. But I don't know. Doesn't quite fully work for me. All right. Another card. And by the way, you can see I fixed the thing that I had last time where there was like a weird interference with with OBS, these cards, and Hat in Time. I have now set it up where the video game has no idea I'm using hotkeys. I played one hell of a Mario Party over the weekend. After last Friday's stream, I raided over to Team Kayla, if you remember. And I got into a Mario Party with her, her brother, Dan Reichert, who I've mentioned before, and one other person from chat who, you know, it was first come, first serve. I wasn't because I raided or nothing, just I was fast on the draw that I got in. And also maybe, you know, I'm not sure how many people are just down for a maximum length Mario Party at like fucking what time was it? Like 10 or 11 p.m. at night. At least of Kayla's audience. The way this zooming thing works is awkward. It's not as snappy as like Sonic's. Unfortunately. But it was not the originals. It was Mario Party Superstars, the one that was like a reference to there was like a sort of a pseudo remake of those games. Sort of a remake of those games, but a little different, you know? A little different, a little bit more like Super Mario Party. Maybe a little too much for its own good, honestly. I honestly think that the N64 versions were the better ones, but, you know, hey. Still, a Mario Party is good and fun. Played on Peach's Cake, which is alright. I definitely still think... I'll say, for my part, I think... What the hell? Really? I think that I think that the Mario Party 1 maps in that game were the weakest ones, followed by the Mario Party 2 ones the second week, and then the one Mario Party 3 map is maybe the strongest. Just as I say that, I realized, like, huh, I was really hoping they'd do DLC for that game, but I guess they never did. And it's probably way too late now, huh? Especially since you can just play those games on Nintendo 64 online now and, you know, be happy. Anyway.
I'll borrow you real quick.
So, it was, Mario Party, as you well know, but pretty fun already, but, there was a little bit of stakes on it. Kayla put a little bit of stakes on that, on the game. Basically, based on whether she won or her brother won or got higher in the rankings, whatever, you know? Welcome. Okay, good. We did the thing. We unlocked some areas or something. We murdered the spirits. So now we can do the well?
Please tell me they suffered. You murdered them.
I burned a few things.
And you strangled them. Good girl. Don't think I'm done with you yet, though. There's more of these pets around my forest, and I need you to
What,
take
more paintings?
every single one.
Okay.
Next on your to-do list, clean up the subcon well. That's right, you're a plumber now.
Wow.
Congratulations on your promotion.
Just like Mario, I get it.
I also have some other work for you that I cannot do myself. And hey, as long as I need you, you get to stay alive.
That's great.
What a deal.
Are we shivering down there? It kind of looks like we're shivering. Kind of looks like we're scared.
You look like you can handle multiple things on your plate at once.
Alright.
Let's get you an additional contract.
Multiple quests.
But only one. Isn't it thrilling to sign your life?
Okay, I forgot about this aspect. So we can either find out what's in the attic. I don't remember liking that one very much. I think the attic one was my least favorite level, maybe in the game. Okay, we'll how do I accept? Oh, there we go. Perfect. I like that one though.
Let's hope you're up for the task.
Well, actually, what was it? Is it mutually exclusive? Like you choose one or the other, or eventually do they all open up?
While hunting someone, you can keep it, but this is the only time I'll reward you for completing parts of the contract. Because guess what? I'm not legally obligated to.
All right. There's a little guy for us. Let's go grab it. We'll go on to mission 2. Very, very nice. That's the 11th one that we've gotten here. A rare sticker appeared? What? I don't know what that means. So, basically the stakes were this. Kayla was doing a very, very long stream, and she was doing some Mario Party. And if she won or got higher than her brother, Dan, they would watch Mamma Mia watch party, which Dan Reichert, he's not a musical guy. It would be very much not to his taste. But Kayla, she likes musicals. She likes Mamma Mia, and she wanted to watch that. And Dan said, okay, but if I win, we'll watch Commando, which she has not seen. Kayla has not seen. Had not seen, you know. And I'll say it came down to the fucking wire. They were like neck and neck. Dan sort of like took the lead in the last couple of turns. Was able to buy a couple of stars on the last turns because of good rolls, and also getting the Bowser route, which turns out in the late game can really just save you a bunch of time. Is there a thing right here? Why is that glowing if there's not a thing there? Is my ground pound hat? It is. Oh, hey. Go to the underground area. Again with the Paper Mario references. This is just Luigi's diary. But I think it's me. It's, yeah, okay, this is her diary. This is about the level that we just did. What is this place? There's spiders and ghosts and a big creepy grinning person thing. They said they were gonna kill me, but they made me sign some paper instead. And he took my soul? What? Okay. Anyway, at the end, Dan was 2 stars ahead, but, you know, there was still the bonus stars, and, well, look. Watch Mamma Mia after that, because Kayla won 2 of the bonus stars, and you know, that was that. I'll say for my part, I was rooting for Kayla just solely because I thought it would be the funniest outcome. And indeed, I did think it was funny when Dan had to sit down and watch with her a whole fucking musical, which turns out is a thing called a jukebox musical, which I had never heard of the term before, but it's just a musical where they play other people's songs, or like real existing songs. I think that's weird, and watching Mamma Mia, I was like, what? Hey, why do it like this? It's just like, here's what I think of Mamma Mia. It's like subpar drama, which is like fine, and then they sing songs that you've heard before, and you're like, oh, I've heard this song before. Oh, I guess it's all by one person, ABBA, whoever that is. Or band, I'm not sure, I don't know. And you go like, okay, well, whatever. It was kind of a 3 out of 5 for me. Dan landed on more of a 2 out of 5. But it's fine. I thought it was fine. Middle of the movie, I just pulled up Commando, and because I thought it would be interesting to provide, like, in the chat, provide, like, a commentary on, like, oh, here's what we would be watching right now if we had gone with Commando, you know. And there was some cool shit like, you know, the wedding in, you know, the wedding at the end of Mamma Mia. Perfectly timed up with, the let off some steam Bennett at the end of Commando. Was just amazing. One window, in one window, steam, and the other window, like, walking down the aisle. Just perfect. I guess we have to keep on doing this like little fetch quest thing with the paintings to open like to go further into the swamp.
I've got a real sneaky feeling. Subcon well is this way.
Okay, thank you for the pointer. Wait, which way? You're not pointing. Oh, I guess you are. With their like textureless bodies, it's hard to see a direction that they're pointing, you know?
Objects from other dimensions come into focus.
What? If you ring certain bells.
They say if you ring objects from other dimensions come into focus.
I see. The stuff that's green and transparent, huh? Anyway, I hope that Kayla eventually does watch Commando because it's fucking good. It's a great action flick. Flick. I don't say flick that often. Don't it? You know, whatever. But I thought it was interesting to watch Mamma Mia and find out what the fuck that is. Not really my kind of film, really. Honestly. But I'll say I'm not as foregone as Dan, who said during the movie, during the watch party, he was like, you know, on camera. I was just in chat, of course, with everyone else. You know, like a couple hundred, you know, watching along. But he said he has never, he doesn't really watch movies that don't have violence in them. You know, where people don't get shot or punched or whatever. And I don't think he ever came up with an answer for, like, what's his favorite movie that doesn't involve violence. No clue about that. And I looked at his letterbox and, like, yeah, man, I don't see a movie on here in the 5-star, 4.5 range that's, like, beats that criteria, actually. Kinda funny, that. On that note, continuing that thought, does anyone remember Blackpool, the TV show? From like the mid-aughts, there was a TV show. It was like Mamma Mia. It was a jukebox musical, actually, and the basic premise was it was about a murder investigation that ended up involving a local leader of the Blackpool. Blackpool's like a city in the UK, by the way. The local leader of like Blackpool's entertainment district, you know, like a casino operator, and they sang songs in the middle of it that were like, you know, sourced from whatever, you know, actual songs. And I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it, despite being a jukebox musical. So I guess I can't say, like, oh, my initial thought watching Mamma Mia was like, oh, this is cheating. This shouldn't count. You know what I mean? Just like, you should write your own music for a musical. What are you doing? You know, that's cheap if you're just gonna be like, you know, there's no artistic value here to just plopping in a bunch of ABBA songs and just, you know, stringing together the most rudimentary plot imaginable. But then again, like I said, I have seen shows where it worked before, like Blackpool. And you know what? It works in Blackpool. Quite enjoyed it at the time. Haven't rewatched, like, in, like, the last 15 years or so, probably. So, honestly, don't know if it holds up, or if it's, like, as good as I remember. I remember it being pretty good. Hey, look, it's a chest, and it has a Hookshot badge. Oh, it's a badge, not even a hat. It's nice. At the time, that came out, Blackpool, I liked it so much I bought like the entire soundtrack, like piece by piece. I didn't just go and buy like, oh, here's the album of Blackpool in one piece. No, I just bought each song individually. And at the time, you know, I was a whatchamacallit, a juvenile. You know, I was a kid. It was like you know, it was the mid-aughts. I was probably like 16 or something, and I just bought it using like the family account, you know. I didn't have my own credit card at that point. Didn't work until I was a adult, you know. Didn't have a part-time job in high school, nothing like that. So I didn't have my own money other than like literal money in my pocket, you know, that I got from who fucking knows, right? But bought a bunch of these songs, and my parents were like, hey, what the fuck? Why did you buy all these weird songs? I was just like, oh, no, I just bought them. I thought they were nice. I thought they're nice. What? Where is it a crime to buy music? And they're like, no, it's just, we were wondering, like, why these specific songs? And I didn't tell them. It's from a TV show. These songs were all in a TV show that I liked. I don't know. Maybe I thought it'd be weird if I said, like, yeah, I just watched this British TV show that is not available. I don't know where you'd watch it if you wanted to, but I watched it, and it was pretty good, so, you know, I got the music. I got the soundtrack. But it wasn't a big deal. I listened to that a bit, you know. Since then, I've acquired, like, more music. In a variety of ways, let's say. You know how you do. I've, you know, I still have the music, but I guess now I use my own credit card. I guess even then, Apple accounts, the Apple account itself was my account, but, you know, I just used the one credit card that, was like a family one, I suppose. I suppose that's how it works. I want to get that yarn. How do you get that yarn? One more try. I'm gonna try go more. It was a good show, if I recall. I don't know if, like, I'm you know... I guess the other thing is, like, I don't know if it's available anywhere. I don't know if anyone could, like, watch that in, like, today's modern world. I feel like it'd be a perfectly serviceable, like, get for any streaming network. But also, it would probably be, like, so lost in the weeds, you'd never even know that you had it as an option, you know? That's sort of the thing about streaming networks these days, you know? They have a million shows, and you probably don't watch, like, any of them. With the exception of Apple TV, which kind of has no shows. Well, I mean, that's not true. Let me rephrase. Apple TV has the number of shows that Apple TV has is very countable. You can tell it's like, oh, like 4 or 5. You know, not that many compared to like Netflix or anything. But hey, I'm sure they're growing. They'll have more over time. And whatnot. Alright, we unplugged the pipe here. So is this like a... God damn it. My controller is turning off. I've had this problem before, and I don't know if it's batteries or just like my computer is screwy, and it starts losing a connection. It starts like... I'm gonna try replacing the batteries real fast. Hold on. 1 second here. Oh, fuck okay, so there's still an issue with the hotkeys as far as, the camera presets go, which I guess there's no help in that. because the camera presets, that's interfacing with, you know, that's sending a hotkey to the, to something that isn't OBS, so I can't, like, do that another way, but, Okay, 1 second. Okay. Trying new batteries here. Okay, good. New batteries did it. Perfect. Okay. I was a little worried it was the other thing where my controller just turns off and my only recourse is to, like, close and reopen the application. Which, I don't know why that does that. Maybe it's an issue with, like, those specific applications. You know, stuff I tend to be using for randomizer stuff is usually that case. Which, by the way, Majora's Mask randomizer is, Thursday's plan, if you didn't know. Thursday, Majora's Mask randomizer. That'll be fun. Looking forward to that. I'm really unsure for that one, like, how far we can get, or if we can do the whole thing in one go, you know? Like, I'm gonna be using the blitz settings, which should speed things up a bit, but I'm not sure, like, how much is feasible to do. Maybe, you know, I will be using a tracker, and I'll try to see, like, before the stream, if there's, like, a preset in there to be like, oh yeah, use the blitz settings. Here you go. It takes out all the things you don't need to see. And I guess, like, with that stream in particular, I'll need to, like, spend some time before the stream, like, setting up the tracker and making sure that everything looks good on stream, usable with, and also, like, you know, is usable, like, for me, live in the moment, right? Like, I need to be able to use the tracker. I also need to... want that. I need to be able to use the tracker. I need to be able to, like, play the game. I need to do both those things without issues, so... you know, we'll see if I can... I'll probably be setting that up, like, earlier than usual as far as, like, setting up streams go. Set up a stream takes a bit. Takes a minute, you know? I will say. That doesn't look good. Did I get those orbs? It looks like I didn't get those orbs. Last couple orbs in this area. I think we did it. Yay. Well, would you look at that? Eh? Oh, you can A to, like, see a different one. And look, there's a little, one of those doodads for us. Timepiece, you know. They're called timepieces in this game. Not hourglasses or anything of the sort. Hey! And you know what? We're now good to go as far as, like, World 2 goes. We can go back and do that one mission that previously wasn't possible for us. Anytime we want to take a break with this world, I think that'd be nice. I think that'd be lovely. You want to deliver some packages, though? Weird jar eyeballs guy is here. Okay. I'll talk to him later. I could go for a time risk. Where is it? Where is it? I could go for a time risk right now, let me tell you. Near, like, a hot tub looking thing. Metal thing. Say, like, a specific act, I guess. Okay. Deliver some mail? Let's deliver some mail. Sure, why not? The pictures in this are good. Feel like with this level, it's not quite open world in like the way that the fourth world is, but it is to a certain point. Like you could, I bet if you go into any of these levels, you can do like any of them. Maybe? Question mark? That's how it feels to me anyway.
Good morning. Are you ready
Yep.
to complete your
Let me deliver some mail.
I'm not heartless. Ever so often, I sneak into mailboxes and steal letters. Then deliver them to my minions. That way, it's almost like someone cares about them. But our
That's
last
great.
mailman has gone.
Okay.
You'll have to do.
I can do that.
For the occasion. Although it requires a special kind of hat to use. I hope you've got it.
Which one? Which hat? Mail delivery badge. Upgrade your run to a scooter.
Badge is only
Oh shit, our thing is a scooter now.
before you leave. Remember to put it on your sprint hat, or it does absolutely nothing. All of the minions who are awaiting mail will have an icon above them.
You get to keep that, right? I think you can just use that whenever. Alright, well, now we have 2 badges that are probably like absolutely essential, taking up our 2 badge slots. We need to buy a 3rd badge slot like pronto so that we can have the you don't die when you fall thing
Not
equipped.
everything I sell is of
Oh. There's no more available slots right now. Oh, but I'll buy a real version of that. That's fun. That's good. Yeah, let's just go ahead and invest in that real quick. We got a scooter and a hookshot today. I forgot these were badges, but whatever. Okay. We can shoot mail at people. I bet that like in a speedrun or whatever, there must be like a ton of like not applications, a ton of like tricks involved, like involving like oh, you know, that guy's way over there, like just go ahead and just you know, do it from absurdly far away. Actually, that did feel like pretty far away. So I guess even casually you'll do that. It's not bad. Makes it so you have to do some platforming, but like the last mile is you know, not necessary. You know how in like delivery or whatever they say like the last mile. That's like an expression I've heard before. I don't know what it means really, other than like trucks. I guess it just means like delivery trucks. You know, like Amazon's workforce. Let's just drive around and look for people with mail over their heads. Throw mail at them.
The view from on top of that big tree is pretty good.
How about a package? No, not him.
Why, hello there. You look new around here.
Who said that?
No, I haven't seen a good solid neck like yours for a long time.
The noose is talking to me. That's not good. You don't want that. Preferred if they did not. Okay, that's a wall. There's a wall right there. Well, there's a mail guy. So we're not quite going in the wrong direction. What's up, dude? I'm just delivering mail.
I was kind of expecting a new victim to step in my traps. I've already taken yours.
I'm doing that right now.
Personal, kid, but stay clear of my traps. There's only so many times my voice can handle yelling like that. You're taking the experience away from other people.
Okay.
Since you did step in my trap, I might as well extend our
Wait, does this give us like more worlds?
Ooh, you
Alright, another level. Let's see, we can sign up for Outhouse. Or probably what's in the attic. Go with Outhouse. I really don't like... I really remember like thinking that the attic one was really long and annoying. That's fine. Let them keep that. Let them do that one. Smell you later, indeed. How about another card? I guess it's weird that you have to like collect the... I guess the thing that's weird about this one is you have to find the missions and then do them separately. So there's like a two-step thing about it. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't quite click. It's not a winner in my books. This structure. I watched the end of SGDQ 2023. It was a great marathon. I really enjoyed the Mario Maker marathon. You know, as a Mario Maker streamer primarily, I really like to see those relay races, and it was a good one. I'm glad that the team that won. I was rooting for them, and I enjoyed the races. Really impressive, like, design and levels on display. Also, some of them involve like some pretty cool glitches that'll make them like, you know, be not online for that long, unfortunately, but still, the ones that I saw were pretty fucking dope. Pretty fucking dope. And I'll say, I have no plans right now to do any content, you know, or such around those levels. You know, last year I did like play the SGDQ levels as part of a one-off stream, but you know, in that case, SGDQ happened to land on a week that I already had off, and also, you know, I was trying to do a lot of streams that week, so it made sense. In this case, you know, with a lot of the levels being glitch levels and Friday's stream being a ways away, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those levels are already gone from the internet because Nintendo saw them and was like, oh, that's not, we don't like if you show that off, that weird glitch, you know? The other runs of the marathon were also pretty, you know, like, what's the word? Remarkable. Kind of looks like the place where the rift is, but it's not. Probably like most of note of that final stretch of the marathon was there was a incentive for them to do there was an incentive for them to do
I'll borrow you real quick.
Breath of the Wild like blindfolded, which was an amazing like feat, I will say. But watch it as a run, I was kind of bored by it. Unfortunately, I think that Breath of the Wild tends to be a little repetitive, in a way that I very much hope and expect Tears of the Kingdom to not be, considering like all the variety and all the potential that, like, you know, the various building things that you do in that game has. But ended up not really loving that run so much, but fucking hell if I'm not impressed though. Even if it's not like the most compelling thing in the world. Had to, you know, it was the thing where I think the thing that gets me like the most is that they have to do like they allow like amiibos to just give them a bunch of meat so that they can heal in the middle of the final boss fight, which I don't know, man. I feel like amiibo in that context, they're basically just a cheat code, you know?
I was kind of expecting a new victim. Don't take but since
Yeah. Same dialogue as before. We found all of them now. And we have all of the missions unlocked.
Not a bad choice. This one should be a pretty whatever.
The other thing I'll say, like, off the, you know, let me finish my GDQ section and then we'll talk about this game again. Another thing. The GDQ. Getting back to GDQ for a second. Back to GDQ. Yeah. So after that run, there was just like a couple more. I didn't watch the Mario World hack one. I'm just not as interested in like Mario hacks that I've never seen before. Ones that are specifically designed to be like, you know, only doable by the best of the best. I kind of would prefer to see like if there was a really cool Mario hack that was like just really well balanced and just a good old traditional platformer that they break to hell, you know, that'd be what I'd be more interested in from a ROM hack type thing, but honestly, I don't watch those runs at the GDQs in general. But after that was Metroid, Super Metroid, and wasn't really like super jazzed for it, but I stayed up anyway, and I'm glad I did because it was interesting. It was a co-op run, meaning that 2 players were in the same world, running around, collecting all the items, you know, at different corners of the world. Kind of fun. Kind of a neat idea for a mod. And makes for a good finale that is similar to previous finales, you know, being Super Metroid and all. But also different materially, which is great. Gotten most of the guys now. That's cool. Anyway, need to watch more of like the ones that I missed. I wasn't able to see Celeste because of the whole Mario Party Mamma Mia thing I got up to Friday night, so I need to catch that VOD at some point and see how that task went. I'm sure it's like, you know, very eye-catching. Huh. I thought that was muck, but it's ground. Okay. Cool. Back to talking about this here game. I think this world is maybe a little bit, one, it's not really, it doesn't really have like the traditional feel of a platforming world, you know? It doesn't really like have a strong central area. It's just like a mess of trees and darkness everywhere. And also like all the objectives and stuff is so like weirdly diffuse. You know, it's not just that there's like main ones, but there's also side ones which give you, that are just like steps in the process of getting to the thing. Okay, so there's more targets. Okay. I would love to get that rift, but I don't want to lose the thing. I hope we can find our way back to that rift later on. I bet you if we just go right back in, it'll be easy enough to get our way back. Ugh. How about another card? Did you hear about Apple Vision? Saw this like an hour ago. Oh, let me set this back to default too, by the way. Saw this like an hour ago, and holy shit, y'all. This is some weird shit. Look at this. It's like scuba goggles that's like augmented reality. Google Glass. I saw someone saying this on on you know, it was a tweet, but it was linked in a Discord that I'm in. Google Glass was a big failure because it made people look stupid. This shit, god damn, if Google Glass has nothing on this. Google Glass has nothing on this. It's just, what the fuck? And not only that, they want people to pay for it. Like, god damn, $3,500. When I went to Japan, the total cost of that was less than this pair of fucking dumbass goggles. And keep in mind that was a 2-week trip. You know, obviously hotels and all that, and the fare, they add up, but not as high as those terrible goggles. I think I saw that like their stock price went down as a result of putting out this news, which, yeah, I believe that. That makes sense. This is not a good look for a company to be like, yeah, here's our solution to augmented reality. It's this fucking hideous thing. Who the fuck would want to put this on their face? Not only that, but you know there's gonna be like no software for it. Honestly. Bizarre. I guess this is the thing that, like... Okay, the red ones, they fall when we step on them. And they do so based on time, not necessarily, like, when you step off them or something. I bet it's, like, to a certain extent, companies are afraid of missing the ship, you know, missing their ship. Missing the boat. You know? Good time for a checkpoint. They're afraid of missing the boat. You know, they don't want to be sitting in, like, the PC market when, like, oh, so all of a sudden phones are the new thing. And they don't want to be sitting in the phone market when they discover that, like, oh, it's VR, AR, that's the new thing. That said, you know, it's not gonna be the new thing, so they're just, right now, basically just going out there and making a fool of themselves, you know? I need to use the grapply hook. I know I do. This is a unique pattern not seen in Mario Sunshine. How do you like that? Anyway, I saw that and I thought, god damn. I don't know what they're thinking. Is it worse than like some of the other projects that big companies have had? I don't know. Certainly it's not as environmentally productive as like any NFT thing, right? So compared to that, it's pretty, you know, pretty mundane. Oh, hey, it starts us here. Thought it was gonna start us at the start, or even worse, kick us out to the main menu. Not the main menu, but like the main hub. Nice. Oops. Next one. Follow up on channel point rewards that cannot be thoughtlessly redeemed. We've had a couple of weird cases in the last few months, where like someone will redeem something and be like, wait, that does a thing? Like a serious thing? Huh, oh, I was just hitting buttons. I just saw it's offered and said, okay, whatever. Didn't really read it, didn't really think about what it was. Most particular, that has to do with the 30 minutes of something or other incentive that I've had a few times, which is currently 30 minutes of shield surfing in Tears of the Kingdom. I think these incentives are fun, but maybe they've run their course. Maybe it's time to put those aside for now. Or have it be like a channel point goal that is not like, maybe we could have it as like a channel point goal that goes over the course of multiple streams and, you know, goes over the course of multiple streams and, does the thing. Or maybe it could be like a sub or, you know, money-based instead. They are major, stream diversions. So it would make sense if they were like for money or something. I'm not really sold one way or the other about like what to do. Currently, I believe the thing is in hiatus for now. I'll say I definitely want to do what I have planned for the next one, which is any WarioWare game of the Redeemer's Choice. Because that sounds like so rife for abuse and for silly shit. I want to see it. I want to see it redeemed, and I want to see the person, like, excited to, like, make me play some utter hell, or, you know, give me a good one that I can actually enjoy. In either case, whatever ends up happening, you know, I want to do those things. But we'll see how exactly that ends up working, I guess. So what's up with this? Can you go in? No. Okay, so those traps give you access to more missions, which are just, you know, individual, like, instances of this level. Got it. I believe in this case we're gonna go this way, and we're gonna swing these things. I don't think I released X there, but whatever. Card. How should Starcraft II campaigns be hit up on stream? That is one of the plans I have for an upcoming series, an upcoming stream series, and I'll tell you, I am thinking about doing it. I want to do it. It recently came up on a recent stream. They're like, "Oh, what about Starcraft II?" And you know, just talking about it for a bit makes me want to replay those games. That said, by the way, how's the volume here? Let me do a test. Let me do an audio test real fast. No, that sounds fine to me. Good. Anyway, my current thought on that is not to do anything really fancy with it, you know? Previously, we've done things like, all 3 Pikmin games at once. You know, like, all 3 of them in every stream. And while I could see something like that happening with StarCraft, you know, it'd be very easy to do, like, it'd be very easy to do, like, a mission from each campaign per stream or something. Honestly, I'd rather just do one at a time and work through them that way, without any real gimmick to the structure of it or anything. My other thought is that, like, to go through all those games all at once maybe would be a little bit, would maybe be a little bit much, you know? I think, therefore, it'd be better if instead instead, we did one game and then took some sort of a break from Starcraft II. You know, one campaign and go from there. You know, one campaign, do like a playthrough of some Nintendo game. Another campaign, do another playthrough of a different Nintendo game, and so on and so forth. You know, that's about how we would proceed. I think that'd be fun. Hell yeah, we're winning. Okay. When doors open, that's an opportunity to do a thing. I hope we're close, but you know, maybe he'll give us some energy anyhow. Gotta be close here. Damn it! Oh, that felt really good. Felt like we got pretty far here. I'm tired of this world. Tell you what, after this level, let's go do some other... I'm in the mood for not this world now. Let me do another card. Talk about what's on it. Follow up on Netflix access and Apple TV. So I mentioned that my parents said that they were cut off, and apparently from Netflix, you know, following them saying like, oh, you know, they're getting serious about the stuff, you know, people who were sharing passwords and all that. Apparently the parents now have access back, and they don't know how exactly. They don't know if like. You know, as far as I know, it could be something like, oh, you know, my sister, maybe, if it was something like, oh, Netflix decided to stop cutting people off, I'd believe that, or I'd also believe that, like, oh, no one was ever cut off, but, you know, they got logged out for one reason or another, and they just jumped to conclusions. Meanwhile, on that front, I will say, they got logged out of the Apple TV somehow, and they are also drawing conclusions on that. Which I told them, it's like, nah, you just got logged out. It's not like... If Apple was going the Netflix way, you would have heard about it. You know, that wouldn't be a quiet thing that is just, you know, that's just like random folks with an Apple signed into their Roku, their TV, whatever it is, would find out. It'd be like, you know, news stories, basically. Hey, look at that. That's enough somehow. Didn't feel like that was as many hits as before, but, you know, go figure. Hey. Anyway, because of that switcheroo, we didn't watch any more Severance. When I went over there, like, on Saturday to hang out and have dinner and such. Didn't watch any more Severance, but I did watch some of the other thing, Seinfeld. The early seasons of Seinfeld, which now we're doing because we skipped those earlier, they're not really as good, I think, as the later seasons, but whatever. Something to have on in the background as I look at my phone and we, like, you know, lightly coexist. Ooh, should we, yeah, fuck this level. Let's get the fuck out of here. We just unlocked the 4th world. I'm pretty sure. Right? Yeah. Alpine Skyline is now unlocked. This might be my favorite level in the release game, in the original game. DLC notwithstanding. Alpine Skyline. God, I'm so tempted to... Let's, fuck it, let's go in. Let's do Alpine Skyline. Time to start into Alpine Skyline. We made a deal with the devil. We got a hookshot and a scooter out of it. And now it is time to go to an actual good world. It is like an open world but good. It's just free roam. And, you know, it's banjo style. You stay in the world, but also each area in this world is like a little hub. A little platforming challenge unto itself. Like spokes of a wheel. Like a Disney World type thing. I guess. Or like how Epic Universe is going to be structured. You know, in that, like, oh, you got like a big central area, and then you got like various self-contained areas that go off from that, away, and do not intersect. And those areas might as well be their own levels, but it is still free roam. You know, it's an open world version of that. See how this one starts. I remember the way this one starts being super cool. Oh, you know what? One thing I'll say about this one that's weird, if I recall, now that I'm thinking about it, I think this one is super story light, which, you know, it works for a change of pace. Not to have a lot of dialogue, instead just be just you and your mobility. This looks like it would fall. Ooh. Okay, whatever, it's sturdy. Okay, open the gate. Alright. Do another card? Let's just play the game right now. This area is so cinematic. In a way that the rest of the game is not, you know? This is so, like, just cool tone, cool mood, you know, cool place, good atmosphere, and you don't need anything more. Whereas the rest of the game more focuses on, like, a funny, goofy story told in perfectly adequate spaces. Except for World 3. Which is not so adequate. Okay, we made it up here to wherever this is. I turned a thing. Heard another thing. What about a third thing? Turn the third thing. And now we grapple onto this guy. Travel through the clouds. Kind of move the camera around with the left stick here. And following this line, we're here in the Alpine Skyline. area kind of reminds me of the last level of the second world of Tropical Freeze. Especially with the bells, you know? That world is also an alpine, sort of like New England-y sort of world. Guess this isn't New England. This is more like Swedish. More like Viking. Oh, hey, there is a character here. Let's talk to them.
The purple? I'd keep your distance. Something seems weird about them to me.
Have you seen the purple flowers? No.
Please.
Can I buy an expansion? Thank you. Buy one of those. Thank you. Perfect. Another card. Now that we're here. Okay, I'm gonna put that one. Just makes sense, you know.
The Twilight Bell is this way.
So, what we have here is a number of choices. We can go over to yellow, we can go over to whatever color we please. I see yellow. But I'm not sure like where the thing is leading up to it. There's yarn down there. Time stop. That's right. Okay. What does the Forest Dweller mask do? Does it make those transparent platforms appear, maybe? I bet that's what it does. I bet that's what that one does. I feel like that guy's gonna be mean if we hang around. Okay. Back at the start now. After falling.
I don't know much about the goats up here, but we tried to give them a wide berth. If you get in their way, they
okay.
tend to be a bit pushy.
Don't fight the goats. Wasn't planning on it. What else is new? The red is a clue that we're near the start of the red path. One leads out to the red area.
Blow those horns to open up some new routes.
Oh, we gotta blow a horn, okay. These guys don't mind being attacked. They seem to be immune. Why don't I just blow a horn then? Let's open up the way to the red. Perfect. The cool world. Okay. Let's open up the way to yellow and blue. Crap. Oh, goddamn. And green. That was the right one to blow. Yeah, we got it red. I've cleared Goat Village. That's right. Go red. Seems to be the one that's like right in front of us. How about another card? Is it summer? Yes, I would say. I was watching another YouTuber that I like, who's based out of Florida, and he mentioned that it was summer, and he said like, wait a minute, I don't want to hear any technicalities here. The kids in Florida and in Texas as well are more or less out of school. The Texas kids are out of school as well. So, to my mind, that makes it summer. Personally, I'm not quite so bound up with what the kids are doing these days. You know, I don't have any, for one, and I haven't been a kid in forever. You know, my schedule is very little to do with kids in the school. But I do think it is true that it is currently summer. Here's how I see it. I don't give a fuck about the solstice or whatever. What I care about is that when it's hot enough to swim. That to me constitutes summer. What? This way doesn't lead to any peaks. What are you talking about? Those words don't make any sense to me. I guess that'd be like if, you know, like if Tears of the Kingdom was like, hey, hang on, this way doesn't lead to any chasms. And you hadn't heard the word chasm. You'd be like, Chas what? Not sure what you mean there. Video game. What? Is this the way forward? I guess let's free roam. I think this is where we came from, but I don't remember there being so much fire everywhere. Oh, you know what? It's not as obvious from this side. Oh yeah? I should look into that. That sounds promising. I'm a little tired today. Might be a shorter stream. Stream on the shorter side. I'll say, you know, I've said before that these streams should be between 2 and 3 hours. Usually they're between 3 and 4 hours, or a little longer than that, in fact. So, you know, yanking it back a fair bit would be fine, especially since that Thursday stream, I bet that's gonna go real long. What? Why didn't I jump high?
This heat is great. Oh, it's even hotter.
The homing attack is a little awkward.
This way for the lava cake.
Wait for the lot. What? What? Wait for the lava cake. Oh crap! You can grapple off that. Wait, where is it? There's a line here, but you can barely see it from the ground. That's kind of weird. Whatever. Ember Summit has a treasure chest. Okay. You know what? I bet a summit has a peak. So. Whoops. That's good. Oh, hey. Fuck off. Alright. Being sleepy right now is probably a good thing, you know, because like my schedule's been a little out of sync for a while. It's good to just force yourself to be awake and get through a day, and hopefully at the end of the day, I'll be tired enough to just like go right to bed. You know, I won't just blaze right into the point where I've gotten my second wind and am not going to be able to sleep. And again, I'll say, like, I guess my experience with that is mostly pre-melatonin, which, you know, helps. What? I ended up back here again. Oh, do another card. Did you see they're doing a live-action Lion King prequel? Yeah, so you know the Lion King movie they did like a couple years ago or whatever? They're doing another one of those. I don't understand why they did a first one of those, let alone multiple. You know, with all those dead-faced, like, realistic lions. It's just terrible, you know? I just don't get it. Why you'd want to make a movie like... Yeah, make a movie like that. Why... Why, even after the embarrassment of the first movie, why they're doing a second one? Oh, hey, there's a layer cake. How are we gonna get up that fire lava layer cake? It's not like we have potobos or ascend. Oh, there's holes in it. I see holes. The lava cake. Oh. This is the lava cake. Okay, good. It goes down and it goes back up again. Okay, it's gonna be a platforming bit in each layer of the lava cake. Good old traditional platforming. Ugh. I could use it now, I'll tell you. I'll make it through. Honestly, I wouldn't mind just like a really short stream tonight. Considering my, how fucking tapped I am for reasons unknown. I at least want to finish off Chapter 2. I think we should finish off Chapter 2. Get a couple more of the guys there. That'd be fun. That'd be good. Maybe I'll be fine. Just give myself a little more time. Then again, I don't want to really just like, you know... If I'm feeling tired in the evening, like every day, till like a few hours pass and then I, you know, can't go back to sleep, can't just, you know, go back to sleep to fix it, that's not good either. I don't know what the solution is. Maybe not walking multiple miles before the stream starts would help. Card! Dating app stuff. I didn't prepare that many cards, so we're near the end here. I'll tell you. So, yeah, I started doing the Bumbles thing. Signed up and started filling out all the information and such. and going through the, you know, whatever it offers. And I'll say, maybe I just have like a really specific, like, I feel like I have a lot of like, very popular things that I'm not looking for, right? Oh shit, that's the end of the level. Let's, oh crap, I can't do that without the Forest Dweller's Mask, which, you know what, I have enough to stitch it.
1, 2.
There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Anyway, what was I saying? I feel like I have a very particular amount of like preferences and like what I'm looking for, right? Insofar as like, yeah, there's a lot of things where like if I see it, then it's just an immediate deal breaker, you know? Don't know what that did, but okay. Let's do another world. Let's do green. I like how this stuff is all just, you know, platforming levels. It's pretty ooh, you know what? Actually, purple's right here. Do purple. I bet purple's an easy one. Goat refinery. Okay. I feel like, you know, I've said before I don't drink, so, and I'm not really one much for a big drunken party. Maybe I'm just saying that because most of those have been family functions, and you know, it's like my least favorite component of like a holiday, a vacation, family reunion type deal. You know, like Thanksgiving, whatever, the part where everyone is just drunk and talking about whatever the fuck. I like a jackbox in such a circumstance, but I don't like aimless banter. So like anytime I see someone who like includes alcohol or like as part of their interest, like, oh yeah, I like beer, I like bars, it's like, nope, that's not it. Immediately just nope. And I'm finding that like you know, rejecting most anything to the point where it was a while until, you know, it wasn't until like the second day that I found out like, oh, they limit the amount of times you can swipe right even, or you know, that's the good direction. So actually you're supposed to be, I guess, pretty selective. I'll say the weirdest good strategy on that site seems to be like people who put like nothing there. You know, that you just have no idea where they're at, right? You don't know if they're conservative, liberal, if they're, like, into dancing. I see dancing, I say no. You want someone who dances, I don't dance. There's a lot of things I see where I'm like, okay, this person, too normal for me. You know, not what I'm looking for, you know? Okay, so a lot of these, are they just yarn? Okay. Yarn is not that exciting, is the thing I'll say. But whatever. Wait, is there no other path here that leads to another purple area? Maybe there's no purple. Maybe there's no purple, timepiece. Huh. Need to just run up and check. Anyway, still trying to figure out, like, how to impart, like, everything you need to know about me into, like, the settings, into the profile thing. You know, they don't let you just... It's not like the previous social dating thing I tried was, like, OkCupid. And on that, you got, like, loads of profile space to fill out a whole elaborate thing. And on this one, you know, in Bumble, it's just, like... No, you can answer 3 questions and put your, like, 5 interests, and that's it. And I guess that makes sense, and like, just... Honestly, like, in my, like, limited experience so far, I find that, like, yeah, you know what? The more that they put for you to, like, judge about themselves, it's just, like, the more rope they have to hang themselves, you know? The more rope they have to list out a deal breaker, you know? And then go like, oh, okay. More interest they put, you know, the more chance they are to be like, I love bars. And you're just like, okay, I don't like bars. And no, I have no interest of ever going to a bar. I love concerts. I don't really like concerts. There seems to be some outside every now and again, and I am always fucking pissed off at the volume of them. No, I don't want to go place. I think they should stop doing those. I don't know. I am irritable about bars and noise and all that. I am not that person, so, you know. There's all sorts of things that could be in a picture or a thing that makes me go like, okay, well, you know, if your picture is you holding like some liquor or something, it's like, okay, well, none of the things I want to do involve alcohol, you know. And I'm honestly, if I'm thinking about it, I said before that like I don't drink just as a choice, you know. I don't want to judge anyone who does or consumes other types of things. As a kid, I looked at alcohol and stuff, and Coke and all that, and I said like, well, those are vices. I have enough vices, and if I just, you know, stay away from those, I can more fully indulge in the ones that I really care about. And that's basically how it's been, but I will say in addition to that, I do find like the trappings of Coke and Coke and alcohol and stuff to be somewhat repulsive, like just on a visceral level. Like I find the glass bottles that alcohol is in and the aluminum cans that Coke is in to be somewhat repulsive to me. I don't like the feel of them. I don't want them in my my home, you know. And if it were to work out, you know, that would be, I would have to compromise. I'm sure, like, I would love to find someone who that wouldn't be a concern, you know, someone who's like, yeah, no, I'm not interested in those things either. I understand that's like a hard thing because it's not like I'm a health nut, you know. It's not like that. I like a bowl of ice cream as much as the next person, you know. It's just that I chose bowl of ice cream and not Coca-Cola, you know. I do that so I can enjoy more fully my my own ones, you know, my own preferences. You really get the hats pretty fast, huh? We've gotten, like, all but one of them, which... Yeah, we're pretty far away from it, actually. We're at 4, we need 32. Yeah, that'll be a while.
Some of these bridges are...
Okay, what are we doing? Where are we going? The lack of, like, proper camera controls do kind of hinder this level because I feel like if I could look up and see, like, oh, there's, like, maybe up there, that would help a lot. Anyway, my other thought about dating apps right now is that it really makes sense to me that, like, the Tinder-style swipe, just a feed of like profiles and like swipe one way, swipe the other, has taken over the market, at least far as I haven't looked. I don't know what Hinge is like, honestly, so I can't really say. But the old style of OkCupid, where it would just like you take a personality quiz that was kind of shitty, and in so doing, set up an algorithm to find your perfect match, which, you just look at the results of that algorithm and be like, well, I think I fucked up somewhere because these results are terrible. You know what I mean? You just think like, well, crap. And also, like, the way that it worked previously with that sort of algorithm that you built yourself is that you could then tell OkCupid, be like, okay, show me your top picks for me. And it'd be like, okay, here they are. And then you look at them and you go one by one for a while, and then you go down the list, and you'll realize eventually, like, wait, the farther down you go, in theory, the less suitable the person is, right? Like, the farther you go, you're only getting into worse and worse matches in the old OkCupid model of online dating. In the Tinder model of online dating, assuming like a TikTok type algorithm exists under the hood, the more you swipe, the more you do, the algorithm just becomes, in theory, better. In theory, anyway. And, your matches just become better from there, I guess. And I think that's probably just a bit more encouraging than the previous way of just like, oh yeah, you can see your matches, and yeah, good luck. Hopefully the ones that we show you right now are it, because there's kind of not that many after this. Unless you widen your range or increase your parameters or are okay with this or that. Or maybe you just wait and see. What the fuck? What happened there? That's weird. Got stuck in a wall. Anyway, I don't know. So far, I'll say, like, with my parameters being as, like, weirdly limited as they are, I do feel a bit like I'm searching for needles in a haystack, and, not just that, just, needles. Not just that, it's also like, the needles I've quote-unquote found have been like, yeah, it's acceptable. Like, I don't know. I reckon the thing is about all this shit is that going off a profile, I bet, is just the least good way to do it possible, right? I bet you, and they do a thing on that OkCupid. They do or not OkCupid, on Bumble.
This one leads to a horn. You can
What?
just see it.
Okay, let's do that then. On Bumble, right? They do a thing where it's like dating in person or like speed dating once a week or something. I wonder if that's like a lot more like productive, because I feel like when you're just going off a profile, that's like useless, right? No one can write a good profile, one that really like makes you interested, I think. Makes you go like, oh, okay. I have heard, like, I did ask on a Discord, like, there was a Discord wherein people were talking relationship advice. I did ask, like, is it normal to be repulsed by most dating profiles? And they said, like, there is something called a beige flag, which basically means that the person making the profile seems really, really boring. To the point where they might be a bot or something. Which, never heard of such a thing. But I guess that is also something to watch out for. There's just bots on the service? I guess. I don't know why you would do that unless you were doing, like, a prank of some sort. Or, I can't even speculate as to the motives of such things. I guess that's why Bumble has you, like, verify that you're you. Not that anyone would steal my photos and make a fake account. Like, that's definitely like, what? Come on. How many fucking cats are there? That's very unlikely, I'll say. Let's blow this horn. Lovely. That made a blue appear right there. I guess in a way, this world isn't that dissimilar to the previous world, where you have to go places and do a quick thing before you can move on to the next world. I think this world works a lot better insofar as like being like a big open space rather than a weird dark space where you can't see very far. You know, that's an important part of an open world, seeing a good distance. I say as I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom, and it's phenomenal, despite, you know, the depth. I guess I should, I don't know, maybe that's interesting because it's the exception that proves the rule, right? Like, oh, you can do it if you make a sufficiently, like... Dude. Sufficiently good, I guess.
Take care, kid.
I think I have one last card here. Maybe two. Show Robomich. No context this time. Well, there he is. There is Robomich. Hokodo. That's all the context I'll give. It's a thing, I mentioned it last time. He's cool. It was a stream series. He was playing a bad game, and he was dressed up as RoboCop. You'll never guess what the bad game was. Mostly because you probably didn't hear about it. It's a RoboCop game. Okay, how do you get up there, though? Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Okay, so head back to the thing. And then we'll backtrack to where the guy is, the path. Okay. Let's do it. Let's go back. Another card. Last card of the night. Didn't prepare all that many for tonight. Honestly, you know, as much stuff that I did over the weekend, watch anime, you know.
Fun leads to a horn. You can
I watched a lot of anime. But I didn't finish any anime. Nor did I, like, watch anything I haven't been watching for the last couple of weeks. I did GDQ, but I already talked about that. With as busy as this last weekend seemed, you know, it doesn't really resolve to a ton of different topics. Let me do maybe the last one, maybe. The windmill. Cool. Last one, new season of Marvel Snap is tonight. I'll do the image that I had of all the new cards. Ghost Spider comes out tonight for the $10 Battle Pass tier specifically, which I intend to get as soon as you know, as soon as I stop streaming. And the rest of the cards this season are no slouch either. They're all very good and mostly move oriented, which is pretty cool, I think. Kind of different from you know, I'll say with their new cards and their, like, Battle Pass stuff, they've recently had a habit of, like, pumping up an archetype that hasn't seen action in a while. And, yeah, I think that Move has been needing some help recently, and this is absolutely going to do it. You know, between Ghost Spider and also Spider-Man 2029, who I'll say, by the way, was pretty cool in the movie, in Spider-Verse 2. Very cool Spider in that one. Didn't mention him earlier, but it's very cool to see him. Weird thing is, looking at this list again, Ghost Spider was a big part of the movie. Obviously, she's almost the second main character. Spider Ham though wasn't in it, other than like maybe a cameo or something. And I didn't see Silk, and I don't know who Silk is. I think that's a little weird. I would have thought that all the cards this month would be Spider-Verse 2 related. Still excited. There's other things that are involved in this new season that I don't know if they're only coming when the patch comes or what, but I'm looking forward to them all the same. Stuff like the new seasonal weekend missions that are a new way to get tokens, a new mode. There's sort of like a weird arena type thing. I will say one thing, which is that honestly, I would just rather they put out an unranked mode where you can just play the regular game, one round of it, but not give a fuck if you win or lose. I mean, I know that kind of messes up the like basic gambling part of the game. You know, like doubling down essentially would be nullified if you're playing unranked, where there is no doubling. You know, there's no like ranks to gain or ranks to lose, whatever. And I think that would be fine. I don't care. You know what? Let it work like that. Maybe it can be like... Wait. Why does that turn on automatically? Fuck you, man. I got my scooter. Just because I buy something doesn't mean I want to equip it right away. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Very nice. I would just like an unranked mode. And I don't know like how you make the snapping meaningful. Maybe you can make some sort of like incentive to get cubes and not to lose them that isn't necessarily related to like ranking up or anything. You know, that would be like a way to do it. If possible, that would be cool, you know? Go. But even if not, when you get to infinity rank, which I have never gotten to infinity rank, you are in that place where, like, you know, it'd be similar to an unranked mode where no one cares and everyone's just snapping all the time. And it's all just a madhouse, and I don't know, it seems like everyone thinks that's fun and cool. If everyone in Infinite thinks that's fun and kind of a silly relief, why not have an unranked mode where just anyone can have that experience? You know? There's definitely decks that I've made where, like, yeah, it seems like a bit silly to play this online, you know, given the risk. And I will say that the new mode does give you a place to like get quests and stuff without having to worry about winning or losing, or you know, losing rank. But it's also a much different mode. You have to play like multiple rounds per game, and that seems like I haven't played the mode it's like sort of based on. That's sort of doesn't have any matchmaking, you see. So I don't know if it's like really good or really... I just don't know, honestly, if it's like to my taste or not, but I kind of think it does defeat the point a little bit of Marvel Snap in having these 3-minute games, you know? If it's like, okay, for this mode... For this mode, you no longer have 3-minute games, instead you have 15-minute games. You know, so take it a little more seriously. It's like multiple rounds. And also just having like one good kill move isn't enough anymore. You have to have like a little bit of versatility, you know? You have to have like range, reach, whatever. You know? Just noticing now we're at 16. Last time we ended the stream at 10. Doing some math here. I would like to do some from World 2. The 2 missions that we have there. So I'm wondering, should we do the last 3, the final 3 of World 2, or should we do 2 from World 2 and then find a rift to also do? Because I do like the rifts. I like the rifts like a lot. I want to do some of them. Or maybe, hey, there could be a, there could totally be an episode of this feature where, like, it's all riffs all the time. You know, where we just do a whole bunch of riffs. As many riffs as possible. Just back to back. That'd be, like, a cool, like, through line for an episode, actually. I say an episode, you know, like an installment. Like, one of these streams. Oh, let's do this. This guy. And I'll say the 6 that we've gotten have come a lot faster than the 10 we got last time, I think. Well, actually, it was about a 4-hour stream, and we're about halfway. You know, we've gotten about half the timepieces so far, so I guess actually it isn't that different if you do the math. But also, I feel like we're not that far from ending if we just want to get up to 10. Oh, bells. Not bells, sandbags. There we go. Honestly, I could just do this whole level right now. I was flagging a little bit, but I feel like I've hit my second wind a little bit. I definitely should sleep, you know, at a good time tonight. Try to get a full night of sleep. I don't know. Maybe the thing is just like with the melatonin I've been taking. Maybe it just like makes me sleepier in general. You know. It makes it so that... And I wonder if this is really the case. Hello, Mario Fan Live. How you doing? Happy to see you found your way back here. I don't think you... I don't know. Do you follow? Are you a follower right now? You're just keeping an eye on the old, like, Hat in Time, you know, people playing it. I did a couple of missions from, the Subcon Forest, which I'll tell you, I don't think is my favorite location. And then I went over here and did a bunch here, and I think this is, in the original game at least, my favorite one. Just a really fun, like, open experience, you know? Wall run here, right? Nope, that doesn't work. Doing good. You followed, but you checked and saw you never received a notification. Are you followed? Yeah, I don't remember any notification or anything. There you are. Okay, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I was wondering about that next week, but it's, you know, it's kind of a little weird to say, like, oh, did you drop a follow? Gotcha, gotcha. Right, okay, I'm not in your I wasn't in, like, your list. Oh, I see what you mean. A notification of the stream. Gotcha, I thought you meant, like, a notification as in the rocket that flies across the screen. I see, I see. I guess, you know, multiple things. There are multiple uses of the word notification. How you doing? I'm a bit tired, honestly, but I've got a bit of a second wind. Hit a bit of a second wind. Talked about a bit. Did subcon. Did, and started into this level, which is very good. My thought right now for the rest of this stream is I want to get to 20, you know, get the next 4 things, you know. 10 per stream seems like sustainable to me. You check the hat and time category regularly? Gotcha, I understand. That makes sense. That's how you found me after all. What do you think of the Subcon Forest Mario is Live? I'm just curious. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It is interesting how to like open new areas in that. It's almost like in this one where you have to do the side activities to open up the, you know, in this one you have to do horns and stuff. It's a fun chapter but overhyped. Is it like a favorite of people? I feel like it's like sort of bottom of the rankings for me. I'm not big on it. The thing that I'm not big on is like it's almost everyone's favorite. Wow. I like this one. I think this one's my favorite. At least from memory it is, anyway. I guess the thing about this one that's maybe a little hard to swallow, maybe. I don't say hard to swallow. It's not that bad, I mean, but is that doesn't really have much in the way of, like, plots. You know, no writing here. Which is a big part of the rest of the game's charm, but I think it works for this level. And it's very cool to run around and do all the platforming. And it's a big open space. All these little islands. Alpine is your least favorite. Nick Husa did the free roam much better. I think I might agree on that, yeah. I remember Yakuza being a hell of a good time, and I'm really looking forward to that one. I just mean out of the base game, the base levels. This one was my favorite initially, and I really liked how they just gave it a chance, and you know, took a chance like on this one that breaks the mold so much, you know? Is it the lack of, like, writing and stuff as well that does it? Like, there's just a few NPCs to say, hey, go here, genius. Like, this way, this way. And that's about it for, like, characterization to be found in this level. I don't know. I guess I'm a sucker for, like, free roam in general, you know? I love the Banjo games, and those games are all founded upon, like, you know, roaming around and doing things as you please. Your favorite battle of the... is Battle of the Birds. Gotcha. Dead Bird Studio, Train Rush, Murder on the Express. Yeah, those are some goddamn good levels. I think that one's, like, maybe second in my books. Of the release ones. I think Neon might be my favorite overall. Then followed by this one. Then you know, Dead Owl Studio, that old thing, the Birds one. Yeah, Battle of the Birds. I'm also really looking forward to Train Rush. I want to do that after this. I got the Hookshot now, as you can see, and I've been trying to think like if we should do like. If we should finish off Chapter 2 with the next three doodads, the next 3 hourglasses, and have the finale of Chapter 2 be the end of this tonight here, you know? When it comes to playing, normally Battle of the Birds is your favorite. When it comes to speedrunning, you love Yakuza because there's so much out-of-bounds stuff. Gotcha. That's fun, I guess, you know... I'll say, like, as far as speedrunning stuff goes, I don't do any speedruns myself, you know, you know, I like when I play through games, I tend to go through them, like, casually, you know, except randomizers where, you know, I tend to like easier rule sets anyway. Which, you know, those are different from speed runs. Anyway, I guess in like, for speed runs that I like, it's the ones where things are the most like broken, you know, it's the most different from the base game, and the routing is like most surprising, you know, when you first see it. Like, that's why I love Paper Mario, where, you know, with its Paper Mario has like the 8 chapters, right? And it turns out when you do a speed run of it, you do them in just the most wacky order you can imagine. Just like popping into one chapter, then like doing a glitch to make it think you're in another chapter, so you can like, you know, because you're in that one chapter, all the doors are open now, so you can go back to the chapter you were just at and just go stride right through all the open doors, right to the end of the chapter, and then do another thing to trick it to think you're back in that chapter, and then, you know, you route it that way. I especially love, like, the all cards categories, you know, any category where you have to do more than just beat the game of Paper Mario. In those cases, they're just, like, constantly hopping around between, like, one chapter and the next, and it's just, like, so fun to me. I did once a full playthrough of Paper Mario using the speedrun route. I didn't do it, like, super fast, and I used save states in order to make it so that I could, you know, get the glitches without, like, without, like, an incredible amount of trouble. But, and it was across multiple sessions as well. Entirely off stream. This was before I was a streamer. Before I did any streaming. But, that was a fun way to play that game. And, you know, to randomize things is just, the way you just see the game in random order, doing it that way is fantastic, and that's part of the reason I really love, like, Paper Mario Randomizer and stuff. I've come to really love randomizers in the last year or so, because it has, like, that same appeal of taking a game I know very well and just giving it to me in a random order. On the optimal speedrun version, the boop emote is very broken. Lag clipping works on any version. There aren't any wrong warps in Hat in Time, but you might have seen one discovered in the speedrunning Discord known as Boop Troops. What's up with Boop? Tell me about Boop. I don't know about where am I? Did I just go back? I think I just went back. Now I'm way back. Fuck. How do you do emotes? It's like, oh, look, I blew a kiss. Mwah. Mwah. I should do that at the end of streams. You're like, oh, I love you guys. Mwah, mwah. I'll see you next stream on Thursday. Mwah. That's not bad. How do you do the emotes? Is it in the backpack? Is one of these Boop? That's bad. That's not Boop. Must be a different one for Boop. I don't know how you do that one. God, I'll tell you, going up this tower, there's some moments in here where I just go, oh, if only I could recall that. If only I could have said... Come on. Some of the collision is a little weird here, I'll say. You know, if only I could do the things I've done in, like, Tears of the Kingdom. You know what I mean? Ascend, recall, things of that nature. Also, I noticed that these have the bird icon on them. These sandbags. F on the... Oh! Click in the stick is what chat just told me. Mario Fan Live just told me. I always like to specify what's going on in chat because, you know, for the VOD, you wouldn't know. It's not like I put the chat on screen or anything. A lot of streamers do that. I kind of like the purity of it, you know? The purity of just the feed being the feed and the chat being like, you know, just in the chat. Also, I don't have to worry just as much about like moderation or if the chat is active or not. You know? I can just play the game and you know, just not worry so much about it. I suppose it's also a matter of like the people who got me into Twitch. Oh hey, there's the hourglass. Who got me into Twitch don't do it, and you know, to a certain point, you know, I do believe in trying, figuring out what works for. Here's the boop. I do believe in like in like finding out what works for you. For you know, I do believe that streamers should figure out what works for them individually. But also, I am very influenced by the people that I watch to begin with. That's why, you know, I always have the cam on, always have it in a corner. Well, I guess that's... I know some streamers, they do like an overlay, and they do like a whole solid area where they are, and then the game is just smaller. I, you know, came up, you know, watching streams where it's just, nah, it's full screen and there's just, you know, you put the portrait over the stream. I like that a little more. I like the gameplay being as big as possible because that's what the streamers I started watching do. But also I like it. And also I do things that they don't, you know. There's something going on there. This level's... I like this level a lot, even if it has no story. I am a little surprised to hear it's like the least popular, but is it like is that like the consensus of like speedrunners or like casual players or what? If it's like a speedrun perspective, I guess I can see, you know, it must be like the most it maybe not super broken, maybe. I guess I shouldn't just randomly speculate like, oh, what could it be that people don't like? Let's go and do a train chase. That's enough of that level from now. I think we'll go back to that in the coming weeks. Next time, I imagine, if we get up to 20 here, we'll unlock the metro itself, the Yakuza Metro, which is always on the load screens for reasons. And then we'll... Yes, I can see that. I am here. I can see I have this level unlocked. We'll go over to Yakuza Metro maybe as like the first thing next time, you know, next week. But I wanna do a train, and then I think I will watch some anime and maybe sleep if I'm still tired. I would like to go to sleep at like a normal time and have like a normal thing. Here's what I was saying about sleep earlier, which is that I wonder if the melatonin makes it like... Yes, that's right, I have Alpine unlocked. Mario Fan Live, that's correct.
So, we meet again.
Oh, hey, this guy is still alive. That's cool.
What? You don't remember?
I remember him, he's the Mafia guy.
Rude. It's me, boss of the Mafia. Remember? You blew me up in our little indiscretion, and your young friend captured my remains in this jar.
That's
I'm
cool.
Without a body, I should be furious.
A little bit of Gruntilda there.
The past is the past, and I'll accept your carcass as an apology. You won't hand it over?
Yeah.
Such nerve on such a small child. If I had hands, I would slap
Such
you.
nerves on such a small child. That's a weird thing to say.
There has to be some poor soul out there who would be willing to trade his corpse for money.
You know, I just traded my soul for a grapple hook and a motorbike. So, you know, I think you're just a little too late.
Like it right now, but I'm well traveled.
I know the whereabouts of all the secrets on this planet.
Nice.
Buy my map badge, and I will show you where you can find relics that will.
Oh, relics. I would be interested in, like... I'm good on that. On relics. What, do relics get you anything, like, meaningful? Or is it just, like, a, optional thing? You know, with this, we can also go to this room here. Which is, like, the workshop room, right? Wait, what are these? Beat these. Should I try one of these? Oh, that's nice. I could go for a rift right now, actually. That's, like, separate from, you know... Doesn't get us to, like, 20, you know, without us finishing the world. They unlock purple pink time rifts? Oh, really? It's based on relics? When should you collect a certain amount of crown pawns? Huh. Okay. So we need to get those then. And complete them. Well, maybe we'll invest in that, like, next time. Well, I guess there's nothing stopping. I have more than enough to afford it. Is there any time rift here you'd recommend? Also, are these just ones I've downloaded, or are these, like, ones that are just, like, offered? I really don't know. I'm hitting Y to browse the thing. Y'all can't see this. It's not being captured. Let me see if that's, like, my workshop. Oh, I'm not logged in on the Chrome. All levels are ones you've downloaded. Okay. I guess these are just ones I've downloaded at some point, like, ages and ages ago, and played. Okay, featured is different, though. Should we pick out one of these? You made a blue time rift. You made 2 other mod levels, but I would ignore those. How so? Does it, like, require, like, other workshop things to work? Tell you what, Mario fan, give me, what should I search for right now? I got the thing up. Actually, hang on, I need to open it in the Steam. I need to open this in actual Steam, like, thing. No, they aren't great? Okay, okay. So I should just go with one of these featured ones, then. Let's do, I think I already have that one, right? But it's featured, so it must have been a good one. I must have chose well whenever I chose. And I am in the mood for a rift. Let's see what this one is. It's featured. Must be good. Little workshop, diversion here. No bonk surfing, but you need the no bonk badge. But no bonk surfing is fun. Oh, okay, okay. I don't think I have that badge at the moment. No, I saw it earlier, but I didn't buy it. Next time we're in that area, does it usually take this long to load, by the way? With the bars being, like, stuck midway through. I'm seeing, like, my mouse cursor is like a circle, you know, going around in the loop. You know, you've seen it before. Everyone's seen that before. If they do stuff on a computer, I guess I shouldn't assume. Depends on your PC and the mod. Okay, live fire exercise here. I thought this was one I already had, just by chance. So, is it downloading something, or is it just like... I could go, It went full screen all of a sudden. Oh, okay, there it goes. That was a good sign, it turns out. There's one level that takes 15 minutes to load. That one being Conductor Wear Smooth Moves. Holy shit. Does it, like, change... Does it, like, change the nature of the game entirely? This... Okay, it's kind of... That's a rail station. About to say, it kind of reminds me of the start of, that game with the Raven who has a... Who, works for Death. Death's Door. It kind of reminds me of the start of Death's Door. I guess that's because the start of Death's Door is like a train station. So it's, you know, it's not that much of a coincidence. Hey buddies, what's up? It has WarioWare type minigames, but with hat and time controls. That's cool. That sounds very elaborate. And there's a sequel that loads better. I feel like the mixing in of, I'm sure like there's already like riffs in the game that breach this wall, but I feel like riffs should be like just riff stuff, you know, just like the sunshine looking stuff. But that's probably a very silly thought. I bet there's ones in the game, just vanilla, that's already mix and match. And I say that as someone who absolutely does not play by the rules. Like, when I do Mario Maker levels, I'm not going like, oh, if it was a Nintendo one, they would only use Pokies in the desert. That's not me. No, Pokies get used everywhere where it's appropriate. Any level where they make the level better. Because, yeah. That's just a silly thought of mine. And, like I said, I immediately realized, like, yeah, that's not how it works. Pokies in the jungle. Yeah, you know, it's just a theming. And, you know what? Seeing enemies where you don't usually see it makes it more, I don't know, makes it more flavorful for me. For me, it's more about, like, combining mechanics that are interesting rather than, like, you know, playing within a set of rules. And, like, making spaces that feel like whatever I'm trying to evoke, you know? And you can do that in multiple ways. You know? You can do that in, like, geometry. Or you can do that by, like, I guess, like, enemy choice or whatever. There are a lot of mean cats here. What? Maybe a thing that's weird about the Alpine open world thing is not only that the Neon Metro does it better and has like much more flavorful, has much more flavorful like basic mechanics in the whole trains situation. I got hit twice while it was loading in. Come on now. Hit by trains twice while it's loading in. What the hell? It's not just that it's like more flavorful, but also this game already has like places where you just like platform regularly with the riffs, and there's no story in the riffs. So it doesn't really need a whole world where like there's just no story. It's story light. No, it's a little bit redundant, I suppose. train thing is super cool. Can't wait to go to Neon Metro. Surprising to me that it's available before. God damn it! It's available before the Seal the Deal. I'm gonna mash the button so I don't get hit by. Ooh, Jesus! I was able to jump on the thing while it was loading. Perfect. And it didn't take a hit as a result. It's much more difficult, is the thing. Gotcha, okay. It's been... You know, I barely remember anything about Seal the Deal other than... I think it was shorter than Neon, right? Is that right, I think? I feel like there was like 3. There was like 3 levels in Seal the Deal. That doesn't sound right as I say it. I feel like there was only like 3 things in Seal the Deal versus Neon, which was like more like 5, I want to say. I'm talking out my ass. I might be completely wrong on that. For context, how many things does each of them have? Like, main missions and all that. They probably also have rifts as well, I would imagine. These trains have gotten a little synced up. Desynced, I mean, by the end of the level. Kind of awkward. I got a key. Okay, I bet I need 2 keys to go through, right? Let's just confirm. Yeah, so you get 1 key, gets you through there. Wonder if there would be a way to go around that building and get to the other side. That'd be like the speedrun route, I guess, if there was individual level time for each level. Oh, this is a train. This here is a train. I thought I was just on suddenly a magical conveyor. Death Wishes are meant to be very difficult, but even the regular chapter is the hardest rift in the game. Yakuza is 10 and the Cruise is 5, including rifts. Gotcha. So the rift would add like 1 or 2 to that, so it's almost as if I was right, even though I wasn't. If you do some creative accounting. Big if, I know. There are many death wishes in Seal the Deal, which add up. Gotcha, okay. That's extra thing. And I'll tell you, I don't even remember the death wish thing at all. I might have just skipped over it. Hey, that door is still open, right? We opened it, so... Wait! I don't have a key anymore, though. I don't have a key, so... Do I have to go through the whole thing? Oh, wow, that's interesting. Oh, I thought it was infinite for a second. But it's not. It's clearly finite. There's a backside. I'll do this one more time, and then we'll, if I fail this time, we'll go and do, we'll go and finish off the thing. I mean, I guess this isn't that much longer than, like, a regular level of this game. But it's a lot longer than, like, what I think a Rift should be, right? I was kind of expecting more of a Rift-style experience, so that's, you know, where my head is at, you know? I guess this is not unlike a Rift, you know? This is like a double Rift. This is a Rift, 2 Rifts in 1. But I would rather have 1 Rift in 1, is the thing. Let's go back to the hub. You probably didn't do many of the death wishes because they're difficult. I'll tell you, I don't even remember it. Do you want to go back into my other file real fast while we're... Let me go back into my other file and see if there's any of them, like, even completed. Also, why is there these under the weapon? What is that? Oh, stickers. Use with the analog stick. I don't know what that means, but okay. I equipped some stickers. Let me go to my other file from like the original time I played. I want to see if I did any death wishes or even if I had the feature unlocked. Because I just have zero memory of it. You can see them when your weapon is use them as emotes. Huh. Let me see. Is the token a death wish? What is it, like a mod of a level that is it like the comets in Mario Galaxy? I must have made this comparison last week. I did not do a single death wish. Okay, you already can tell. Like, where would you know? Oh, hey, here it is. I'm pretty sure I've never seen this page, this menu before. You're right about that. What is that? This sealed. I guess this map doesn't include Neon Metro. Just the 4 original worlds and also the I don't know. Anyway, that's interesting. I don't think I knew that was there, honestly, the first time I played it. I say that just because I don't remember, but I guess we'll find out eventually if the game tells you about it, in which case I will look kind of foolish for just completely overlooking that entire feature. If it just straight up tells you, like, yeah, it doesn't. Go do this if you like. A Death Wish stamp counter appears on your save file if you completed anyone. Also, you at least attempted it because it has an unhighlighted snatcher face on it. Okay. Maybe I tried it and was like, this is way too fucking hard. And was like, nope, okay. You know what? I'm good. When was Seal the Deal added? Obviously, around the time of, like, Odyssey, I was obviously probably drawn away from this game. But by the time of the DLCs, that must have been much later. I was probably, like, off the Odyssey train, really. You know, it wasn't as much of a pressing concern at that point. 2018, right, that makes sense. Like, the year after, essentially. I'm sure I wasn't, like, as deep into Odyssey by that point. You know, within a few months of it coming out. Okay, here's the plan. September, yeah. Jeez. By then, I'm sure I was ready for more. And I just feel like I was kind of underwhelmed just by... Maybe just because by how hard the optional stuff in there was. Here's what I'm thinking. Let's do the big parade. And then we'll get to the train rush, which I'm really looking forward to. And then we'll do the finale. Right? We can do the finale after that. And that'll make 20. And that'll be good for this stream. 10 a stream, that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Feel like that's a reasonable amount. Makes for about a 3 or 4 hour stream so far. Maybe we'll, Is there, like, low gravity here? You can do fake out twice, technically, because of a fake out. Why? Does it give you, like, multiple doodads? Does it give you, like, multiple timepieces? I guess we could get more if I need to. It's not a hard and fast 20.
Welcome to the largest studio set you'll ever see. We're about to start recording the Big Parade, the movie that'll take the breath away from audiences worldwide. You'll be the star, as always. For this movie, we'll need to use our special prop. It'll
All
pop
right.
out at the very end. But wait, darling, your current outfit really isn't fit for...
All right, let's do that. A parade outfit. Oh, it's just a mod of the regular ads. You can see objective with the button.
You look great,
Alright.
darling. Don't worry, this movie is really easy. Keep moving around and the band will follow you. Just don't...
Does the
bump
band
into
keep
them.
getting longer? Is this like a Snake situation?
And keep an eye out for goodies. The audience loves a good parade.
That's fun.
The parade lasts...
Or like the Shadow, the Battle-ins in Celeste. Shadow Mario
Good luck,
in
darling.
many like of the like in Galaxy and stuff. Yep, they're following. First time you go to the awards, grab your timepiece from the winner and leave. Then, after you try to leave your room in the spaceship, the loser calls. And it's a whole thing. It doesn't get longer, the thing, the festival. Am I supposed to turn these on? Okay. I don't know why this is low gravity. Oh, right, we're on the moon. That's why. That'll be it. What? I hopped up. Okay. Oh, that's a drink. Where's Stomp? There it is.
It's time to turn the heat up.
Great, okay.
Darling, can you turn on the pop?
Pyrotechnics. Go turn that on. Multiple places. Okay, cool. Yeah, this one really reminds me of like a Tony Hawk, where you're just like maneuvering around a single environment, and you're like doing stuff at the various corners. Somehow I ate my double jump there. Did I say a Tony Hawk? A Tony Hawk.
Get ready. Go!
Jesus, that sounded like exactly like Diddy Kong Racing right there. Like TT. I don't know if you know Diddy Kong Racing, but that's what Get Ready Go sounds like in Diddy Kong Racing. Where's the power switch float? Oh, that wasn't anything. But apparently that was a complete coincidence last time. Not gonna question how she's breathing in space. She's breathed in space before. I mean, look, it's that like, you know that Monsters game? How do I spin this? She's from space.
Time to turn the... Darling,
She's from space. She knows how to breathe in it. Oh, you just hit it now that it's activated. She's from space. It's cool. I don't know if she's really from space or if she's from like an Earth or something, or just another planet. It doesn't really matter. You. Go over here. I will say, earlier I was talking a bit about like trying to get like a little bit back into you know, trying out dating apps or something, which I haven't looked at since like pre-pandemic. And one thing that I thought would be like more common, but apparently isn't, is like, I was kind of thinking like, okay, well, you know, I've recently got pretty much into like theme parks and roller coasters and shit. I totally expected to see like at least one profile that was like, yeah, you know, yeah, roller coasters, all that, love them, but apparently not. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Because like that's not like a stereotypical like perfect date thing, you know, a theme park. I don't know if it's like perfect or nothing, but hell, don't know I've had such an activity like as something that I like to do before, so you know, I'll take it, perfect or not. That said, I guess that if it was like a thing that was like became common, if I ended up like going on like a whole bunch of theme park dates, that would be weird. You know, I'd have to get like a Six Flags season pass, and I honestly don't think Over Texas is good enough to visit like multiple times in a year, or like maybe like where the fuck are we going? Or even like multiple times in a even like once every 2 years is a little much, honestly. Okay, she's from an entire planet. She wants to get back home. We'll never see home. Shit. The pyrotechnics got me.
Get ready. Go!
Kind of weird how much this level involves just waiting. Thanks for throwing things at my face. That's a lot of the things. You know how I do. Why don't I just walk in circles? Anyway. I'll say another thing about that is that, like, I do look at that stuff and think, like, well, I'm still, even if I were to find someone, I'm still okay, like, you know, I like going out to eat by myself. I like traveling alone on occasion. And I wonder, like, if I were to be in such a relationship, would that take all the lone travel, like, off the table entirely, you know? I don't know, maybe that's not terribly important, you know? I do wonder about that, right? I think about a anime from a couple of years back, Laid Back Camp, where main character sort of has that struggle, you know, has that conflict with her. Okay, good, it checkpoints me before the fireworks thing. Perfect. She has that struggle, you know. She's a loner. She does like solo camping a bunch, and she meets a fun, like rambunctious girl who happens to be in her class and shit, and they become fast friends, and it's great, you know. But also, she does worry, like, oh, you know, I kind of like, you know, camping alone. It's my alone time and all. And her ma, you know, recognizes that. Says, like, yeah, you know, hey, that's valuable to you as well. A little bit of alone time now and again. And I do think that anime is great insofar as, like, you know, representing that, you know. In a lot of anime, a character who is like a loner character gets a bunch of friends, and then from then on out they're never alone. It's like, oh good, I was lonely before, all alone, and now I will never be alone again. You know, that would be the arc in a lot of such shows, but in this one they're very conscientious, like, no, she likes to be alone, and sometimes she's still going to be, you know, sometimes she's gonna go a place by herself, and that's just kind, that's just fine. And, you know, she's just gonna look at her phone and you know, text with her friends from the campsite while she's just enjoying nature and shit. And hey, isn't that great to be out in nature, but also be on your phone? And, you know, enjoying all that your phone offers while also enjoying all that the internet offers and the trees and shit and the food and all that. Anyway. I've also never cohabitated or done anything of the sort, so I don't know, like, honestly, don't know anything of that shit. You can finally experience a live paper and Reddit at the same time. That's true, yes. Look at that, the penguin is winning, but I think once we do the last thing, I think that our friend, the conductor, will get the nose. I'll tell you, when I go out for, like, walks, I mentioned at the start of the stream, I went on, like, a 3-mile walk today. I spent a lot of that time looking at my phone. No time to explain achievement. What's that? Can I see the... Let me... I'm gonna hit mod and then say browse the workshop, just so I can get back to like, Steam, you know? Just gonna look in the library real fast. I don't know what is that achievement. And also, I could have got it, like, 5 years ago. More than that, jeez. How old is this game? 6 years? I guess going on 6 years, so it's not quite 6 yet. 5 years ago, yeah, I could have got it 5 years ago. Clear train rush without collecting any bonus clocks? Jeez, that sounds like... I think I played it once. I think I played that level once. I don't think I, like, replayed any levels other than to get, like, the optional collectibles. Let me see, where are achievements? The music appears to have stopped. Oh, it just, like, halted for a second. Okay, fine. I'm trying to find on the Steam page where it says, like, what achievements I've gotten. I don't know if I've gotten it, but I'm gonna say no, because that sounds like hard, and I bet I didn't try. I bet I didn't know that was a thing, even. So, I don't think I got it. This game had an official arms cross? What? Oh, we're looking at the... I forgot what I was doing before I went out to the thing. No, this is the workshop. It is an unofficial crossover, Tribucket. How you doing? Whack! Lag! Y'all see that lag? What the fuck? Okay. At some point, I should get a new PC that, like, you know, has, like, a top-of-the-line... Wait, can you... Oh, we still have to do Train Rush, that's right. I should get a top-of-the-line PC with, like, more RAM and shit. That'd be a good idea. I don't know. Some part of me says, like, the longer I put that off, the more I save just by getting, like, newer hardware. You know, getting and the price of parts going down over time. Maybe that's silly, though, and I should just go do that at some point. And that would make it much easier to play games that weren't, like, N64 games on the PC, you know? And, like, games that are, like, this old, you know? Or this, like, indie. You know what I mean? Oh, this just looks normal.
Alright, lassie. Listen up. I have some bad news.
You've been trying to do that with 30 seconds remaining with no timers? Wow, that's impressive. Oh no!
And that ain't no joke. It'll blow up.
Train's about to explode.
So that's what we're gonna do. The train's
okay.
gonna blow in a few minutes.
A few minutes, though. We have time.
save us all, lassie. Get to the switch at the front of the train to turn it off.
Bit phlegmy.
And you better make it in time, all right? I don't
Let's
care
do it.
about the owls or yourself, but you don't dare blow up me train for real. It's my baby. The cameras are gonna be rolling, lassie. You hurry now. Go.
All right, here we go. I remember this one being very, very cool.
2 minutes and 0 seconds until self-destruct.
And you can pick up like timers to like extend it. It's just a pure platforming level. Just a good idea for a level 2. That's one of the things that's best in this game. I think that's the thing that I think. Let me try to word that in a way that is like makes sense. That's one of the things I think is like the coolest, the coolest in this game, where it makes these weird high concept levels. They're just really good ideas. And, you know, whether they're pure platforming or, like, talking to people, you have fun with it. You know? What's this do? Oh, I get it. It's a tutorial. We'll do that, but more complicated coming up. Ah, shit! A little bit of, like, what? A little bit of, ooh. Whatever, that's fine. You know that level of, like, Mario Galaxy where the saws are taking apart the level as you go?
1 minute and 20 seconds until self-destruct. Better hurry.
What's the achievement called for this one? Yeah, I think my other favorite one as far as just like a good idea for a level is the one where you're running around chasing a mafia guy while covered in mud and he thinks you're a zombie and she's like putting her arms like all zombie-like. It's such a simple idea, but it works and they sell it, you know? They sell that it's that she's just having a bit of fun at this guy's expense. Should we try this again, but try to get like that achievement after this? I wonder if that's something you can just, like wing.
40 seconds until self-destruct. We're doomed.
I don't think I would have gotten it if this had been the run. So, you know, take that as you will. No, not by a long shot. So it's not something you can just wing. I have 12 seconds left! You're right, you know what? We probably... Yeah. You know what? If I'd have to look up the strategies probably, right?
Look at all this raw footage we got. Look at how you...
And like use speed tech.
For dear life.
And also use the running hat. I didn't use the running hat at all.
Oh, what?
Maybe.
We did it in the name of cinematography. And to beat that no-good DJ...
Is this guy Scottish? Asked Tribucket.
Won't be able to make half the movie we just made.
Listen to him.
Alright, here, take one of these,
He's either Scottish or he's,
You deserve it.
you know, Egyptian. Could be Egyptian. You know, like that movie. You know the movie. Highlander. I was making a Highlander joke. Because he says he's Scottish, but he says, I'm not Scottish, I'm Egyptian. Or, no, he says he's not Spanish, he's Egyptian. I guess the Highlander is Scottish. Okay, that joke doesn't work. Sorry. If I had said nothing, y'all would just have believed that joke was a good one. It made sense in some way. But, you know, you could just never figure it out. You could also save up for the time stop hat. Oh, okay. So with that hat, we can do, it stops the timer too. Then, yeah, I'm pretty far afield of it. I'll say. It's around 11:15. Wait, what? What the hell is that? Why was that, like, a locked thing on there? That's weird. Yeah, so I guess whenever we get time stop, maybe we'll try that. Let's finish this world, and then I think we'll call it for tonight. That seems like a reasonable length stream to me. Oh, you're gonna... Oh, that was earlier. Thought Pikmin were being thrown at me for a second. Sometimes, what it is, I've realized what it is. Hang on. He's kind of smug about it. Do you want him to win? Hang on. Well, there's kind of nothing we can do about it. Maybe I could get some time rifts and that would tilt it? I don't know. Do the time rifts, like, tilt one way or the other? Like, towards one guy or the other guy? What was I saying? I don't remember. They don't. Okay. Is it a different one each time? Yes, he's kind of smug about it. Yes. I guess you'd have to, like, replay levels then or something. Let's do it. Let's finish this off, and then we'll do a raid, and that'll be it for tonight. Yay!
Thank you, thank you. Oh, you're too kind.
Ooh.
Oh, please, keep going. Oh, Lassie, it's you. I did it. I won the annual Bird Movie Award once again.
Again?
Oh,
Again, wow.
DJ Grooves must be pulling now, eh?
Yeah, I do think the the train levels had more of a story to them versus it's just a parade, or it's just you know, what was the last one? It's just a photo shoot. Those aren't really movies, you know. Now, if they had done Boogie Nights, oh baby, you better believe they would have won. Oh, I was about to say, I figured out why my activity feed seems to, like, move a little bit on occasion. It's because whenever, like, it says, like, threw 20 Pikmin at me, and then it says 15 minutes ago, and it turns out when the number increments to be, like, from 9 minutes to, like, 10, the text gets longer, so it looks like it moves around a bit. And sometimes I'm distracted by that. Thank you for throwing more things at me to illustrate. Why isn't my mouse working? Where is... Oh, right, because we're playing the game, I can't, like, go touch on the chat or the stuff in OBS without, like, alt-tabbing. I need to make it so I can alt-tab also from my Stream Deck, considering that I don't have a keyboard near me anymore. I actually unplugged it and put it in a cabinet.
Yeah, I can probably sell it on eBird for dimes and nickels.
Alright. If I could just buy these for dimes and nickels on eBay, I would. Well, maybe I wouldn't because I'm playing this game to play the levels, but...
Forget it.
That'd be an easier way to get these. If it was possible. Scratch, 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 scratch. Just scratching my ear. Don't worry about it. I got a haircut also, by the way, if y'all didn't notice. It's a lot shorter now. A lot shorter now. I like it short, but, you know, I don't find the time often enough to get a haircut, so I don't, It usually gets, like, way too long and like, messy before too long. Well, that was a short level, wasn't it? Why don't we go out and to go to the next thing now and wrap up? Oh, wait, what's this?
The annual Bird Movie Award was rigged. It was an inside job.
No, I...
The power of the timepieces.
one, and he's going to break it.
That's not good.
Deadbird Studio. What goes on in Deadbird Studio when no one is around? Blow the cover on this thing, darling.
Okay. What do you think, bad guy from the last one? You think I could buy the compass badge? Okay, you know what? Sure, I'll buy it. Takes a bit to buy a badge. I don't want to equip it yet. I'm doing a boss thing. I don't need it. What does the band think?
Hey there. Is it okay if we practice here? In exchange, wanna swap out some of the music you hear? Wanna swap out some of the music you hear?
Oh, damn it. I was hoping that it would... I accidentally skipped past part of the dialogue. I was hoping it would repeat if I said, whatever. These are the Bird Band. They play music.
All right,
play a tune. Alright, give me another song.
Wanna swap out some of the music? Okay, you might actually have heard this one before. The perfect kind of song for starting a new adventure. Wouldn't you agree?
Alright. Sure, this works. Yeah, this is the main music. Main menu music. Oh, let me do another stand and I'll put down maybe an artifact or something. Let's see. Cow, cow, cow. UFO. Eh? No? I don't know. We'll figure that out later. I bet the cows and the UFOs go together, though. That just makes sense to me. Let's find out. Seriously, though, let's get to the bottom of this whole Dead Bird Studio business. UFO first, then cows. Oh, shit. Okay. Did I have all the cows? Well, we'll come back to that later. Let's find out what's up with this mission. And do it, and hopefully I remember next time UFO then cows to fix that. You know. I'm too tempted by collectibles here. I should just ignore them and move on. Quiet. Too quiet. What if I, rode my bike? Not bike? Here's bike. Does bike do weird things with the camera? Kinda looks like... No, okay, that was just the level. I was gonna say, it kind of looked like the camera kind of zoomed in a little bit. Ooh, elevator. You didn't see this elevator earlier. What could be at the bottom of this shaft? The award ceremony. That's what's at the bottom. I'll say, by the way, on another topic, I want to do, I mentioned this earlier, but in the future, I think as like an upcoming playthrough, my plan is to do all 3 campaigns of Starcraft II, but I sort of want to separate them. I sort of want to split them up. I want to do one, then do some sort of other game, and then do another, and then do some sort of other game. You know, sort of just so that we're not doing the same thing for too long, you know. But I think it'd be fun to revisit those. I remember a lot. I remember thinking, like, the way you upgraded units and chose, like, different, like, went through like all sorts of skill trees. It's like as good as I've ever seen in any video game, honestly. Like some of the coolest skill trees south of like, you know, some very, very recent games. Like what was it from last year? Nobody Saves the World. I think Nobody Saves the World is better than Starcraft II, but it's also like 10 years newer, you know? I think other than that, it's like I'd be hard pressed to come up with like a better game. A game that was better at skill trees than like the Starcraft ones, and you know, with each entry they got a little bit better too. A little bit more ambitious, you know? And a little bit more refined in like the way that it presents you the options and doesn't lock you in as much. Now, the first game, I think you're mostly picking like between like buy this upgrade and this upgrade, whereas like as you go later and later, it's more like nah, just pick your mix of poison, you know, and you can change it at any time as needed, or like whether that's, you know, based on I tried this, now let's try this, or whether it's like okay, for this level, let's do this. I'll say again what I said last time, like during the Paper Mario stream. Like if you took like that sort of skill tree system, like in those StarCraft campaigns, and you put it in like a Paper Mario context where like, oh, what if every companion, every partner had like a skill tree that you were working on? I think that'd be rad as hell. You know, and each one of them could be customized in a way, not just upgraded, but like, you know, you're choosing, but if you could choose between like, oh, does Goombella get like increased attack or like this cool move, let's say for the sake of example, or like, oh, you know, what if Cooper could get like more defense or a really good move that affects like everyone, or can hit like a flying target or something, you know? There'd be a lot to think about as like how far as like, you know, how you want to spec them. You know, if you want Cooper to be, if you want like your Koopa character to be more of a tank versus like doing damage or whatever. You'd have to come up with like more ways to make doing damage like distinct and interesting. But I think you could do that. Maybe like elemental types. That's a simple idea, but you know, tried and true. So many RPGs just use elemental types, and because it always works. That's why they do it. Whereabouts are we going? The door looks suspicious, but I already tried to blow it up and that didn't work. Where are we going? This looks like the end of the line here. You know what? I have a hat for this. Trying to go up there. You know what? There's like a little indicator there. That's supposed to like hint you in that you're supposed to run up that wall. Clue you in. Clue you in. I'll say, of that Paper Mario idea, I have definitely before thought, like, man, if I had, like, a million hours and, like, all the time in the world, I would love to try to learn how to just make that into a reality like myself. But I know, in my heart of heart, that would take, like, years to do, and it would be very hard, and it would be a crapshoot if it were to be successful, you know? So, like, I'm perfectly satisfied just, like, doing Mario Maker as my creative output for now. For now, I guess. I will say I have thoughts, like, you know, it'd be cool to do, like, you know, try to get Unity or not Unity anymore, I guess. Unity isn't really the thing that you do, like, indie game development on, right? I guess I'd get, like, some sort of 2D engine. And I'd try to make like a platformer that wasn't in Mario Maker. That is something that I have thought about as like, you know, once I'm done with the Super World, you know, so long as there's not a Mario Maker 3 to look at and start in on, maybe for a change of pace, trying something like, you know, different in that respect. But also I know that that's an order of magnitude more work. Apparently these canisters are full of bird pun movies. Hey, Pixel 101 Gaming, how you doing? Thank you for the raid. Let me give you a shout out. What were you playing? Pixel 101 Gaming. I am doing Hat in Time tonight. I'm doing the finale of Undertale. Undertale's great. I am doing the finale of the second chapter. Also did some, I say chapter, world? Is it called a chapter? It might be called a chapter, actually. Chapter might be right. I am also did a little bit of chapter 3 and chapter 4. You're playing some mods. Oh, a modded version of Undertale. I've not heard of such a thing, honestly. Do the other sort of thing. Shout outs. Pixel 101 Gaming. There's the other sort of shout outs. Beat Disbelief. Kinda. Guess that's the name of the mod. I honestly didn't know there were Undertale mods, but you know, I guess that makes sense. That makes sense that there would be. It's a PC game. It's, you know, at least one version of it is. That makes sense. I'll say, if I were to make if I were to try my hand at a non-Mario Maker platformer, I guess another option I would have would be to just do like a mod of an existing game. I don't know though, I don't love the physics in Super Mario World as much as like I think most people do. And also I know that like DKC is like, you know, the complexity of the graphics make it very, very hard to work with, relative. Honestly though, I bet that complicated graphics, I bet that like making a DKC mod is easier than making a full original thing. Even if it is, like, more difficult than most things, right? Then, like, just like Mario World, modding that, you know, Lunar Magic is a mature product. I've seen some of those hacks that they've done. They do amazing things with that. I don't know, that's... I don't think that's quite my scene. I'd also rather if I was making something that was like long enough to be... That was like, you couldn't just get in Mario Maker, right? I'd want to have like control over and be able to sell it and stuff, I guess. Maybe that's a silly thought, like, yeah, it probably wouldn't be good. Yeah, fun. I'll see you later, Pixel Gaming. Thank you for the raid again. You have a good one. R in the air to jump farther. I know that. Video game. Surprised Juan isn't talking. Ah, your viewer? Gotcha. Oh shit, it has a stealth section! I need to not be seen by the camera. I guess there's a little bit more stealth in this game after the previous 2 levels where it was. I actually, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if there was more stealth in like the DLC or something. You know, very easy to reuse a mechanic in some of the levels.
Maybe we should blow it up. I got the bomb from Train last year. Should I use it?
Yarn! Ice yarn.
Maybe I should save it in case someone shows up.
I can hear someone scheming in the next room. That's a sticker. So do I just touch it to collect it? I get it off the wall and then I collect it. and I got an achievement to it. Stick it to the man. I guess I never got a sticker before? Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Maybe I never collected a sticker before. Were the stickers added in DLC? Probably were, right? I probably would have had them otherwise. Oh, that's not a door. I thought that was a door for a second. You know, there's always a million things in life that you want to do. You know, and finding time for all of them is hard. Like I've said, you know, today. Started looking back into dating apps for the first time since the pandemic. And, you know, also went on a 3-mile walk, so getting back in the habit of, like, exercising. Trying to get back into the habit of, like, doing an exercise a few times a week. Maybe I should scale down my expectations from, like, finding 3 days to do it to just 2. Start with 2 and then maybe work up to 3. Maybe it depends also on, like, how far I go, because I can do... I think 2 miles is, like, no problem at all. 3, I'm starting to get tired, and, like, 4 over. That's just, like, pushing myself, and, you know, I don't mind pushing myself on occasion, but, you know, it's good to push yourself and, you know, make sure that you can do it, because, I'm planning on going to some theme parks this summer. Fuck. Being careless here. I'm going to Silver Dollar City in like a month, so I need to be, well, fit. You know, I gotta be able to go the distance. I'm sure I will walk far more than like 6 miles during the 2 days I am at Silver Dollar City. You know, probably. I mean, that's how theme park days go. You walk, and you walk, and you walk. Go between attractions, you know? Which is great. You love the attractions. And I'm really looking forward... On the topic of Silver Dollar City, really looking forward to that. I've heard a lot of good things about their, like, newest ride. God damn it. I've heard a lot of good things about their newest ride, Time Traveler, which is a mock extreme spinner. Which basically means it's a spinning roller coaster that has like extreme elements. That is to say, like inversions and launches, you know, whole 9. It's pretty one of a kind, actually. I say one of a kind. It's 2 of a kind. There's one in France. There's another. There's a second one in France, but you know, as far as America goes. It's a one-of-a-kind attraction, and I'm really looking forward to riding it. That's gonna be fucking good. I hope that they should add, I'll say, they should add that type of ride to Roller Coaster Tycoon. You know, an extreme spinner. A spin with inversions and stuff. Just a really cool model of ride. God damn it. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, people say it's like fucking really good. Like they are like super effusive. And I've heard like one even though the park only has like 6 roller coasters on it I heard one. Like, I think it was like, was it El Toro Ryan or was it, one of the roller coaster YouTubers I follow was saying that recently did like a video saying like, oh, my #1 park, what is it? You know, and, they said it was Silver Dollar City despite not being like the biggest park or nothing, which I thought was interesting and getting me a little bit hyped. I will say Cedar Point and Kings Island are like 2 and 3. You know, they're like in his top 3. Whoever I'm thinking of. It was either El Toro Ryan or like, what's the... Airtime Thrills. It might have been Airtime Thrills. I forget which one it was. I like both. I'll tell you though, getting into roller coaster YouTube is kind of I don't want to say it's a risk, but it's like a risk in that, like, oh, you get too far into roller coaster YouTube, you're gonna find yourself craving it, you know, saying like, oh, I want to go to this park and that park, oh, and let's go to Cedar Point, and let's go to Kings Island too, and ooh, what about this one and that one, and oh, I probably should go to all of the Orlando parks. You know, I should go to SeaWorld or something, you know? You end up thinking like, oh, I should go to all of these parks, and you'll become a coaster head yourself pretty quick like. I think I am like mid-transition. I don't want to, you know, fuck. That word already means something. I am in I am midway into becoming a coaster head, you know, and that like, oh yeah, you know, before last year, I only went to my local park and also Universal, but last year I went to a different park, a third park, and this year I'm going to a fourth park. So I think I'm there. I think I'm now officially one of those coaster guys who travels to see parks that are not like, you know, the biggest parks in the world. You know, Fiesta, Texas is not the biggest park in the world. By no means. It's just a very good Six Flags park, but I'm happy I went, and I'll be happy to go to Silver Dollar City next month, and I'd like to go to more. In particular, I'm thinking like, I know that my cousin, she lives in Orlando, so I can just crash at her place if I want to like go to Universal for like relatively cheap, and also Disney, and also, you know, SeaWorld. So knowing that's an option and that she's cool with it, I am very, very interested in making that happen. Picture Perfect was the name of that one level, and yeah, I don't think that taking The Big Parade was the name of the other movie. These are not movies. These are not movies. The Big Parade is not a movie that anyone goes to see. The Big Parade is in theaters. No, it's not. Shut up. That's not a movie. Come on now. Look at all these awards. God damn. How often is this thing held? Maybe there's like different categories and he's won like multiple categories a year. Or maybe it's held like monthly or something. Even monthly doesn't explain it. There's too much for monthly. Where are we going? Where's this thing pointing me? Okay, there we go. To go back to the game ideas thing, I'll say, you know, it's probably a thing that's like, the thing is, everyone has game. A thing that to know is that, like, yeah, you know, it's fun to come up with game ideas. Everyone has a million of them. 99% of those will never come to fruition. That's just part of, you know, not everyone having time to, like, do that. But, you know, hey, it is fun to think about these things and go, like, oh man, what if? What if I just found a billion hours and didn't have to work for a living? You know. Well, that's, you know. Well, what if I had X, Y, Z and then I could, you know, oh, this could happen. It's not going to, but, you know, if anyone else were to come up with the same idea independently or whatever, I'd be super happy to see it. And no, I saw this in an earlier level. You know, it's almost as if this last level is testing you on the things that you had to do earlier in the game. Wow. I think we found the way, folks. Goddamn, though. If I were to make a Paper Mario type game, I think there's a lot of design space there that's just, you know, ripe for it, you know? That said, I don't know how to write a story to save my life, so I probably couldn't do it. Realistically. For a lot of reasons.
Look who we've got here.
Not just time.
I guess you found my little basement, eh?
Yeah, it's cool.
This last timepiece is all mine. If you want it, you're gonna have to take it from me cold, dead hands.
Alright, let's go. Boss fight. Okay, I think I just gotta hit him. And avoid getting hit. Okay, there we go. Why does he have a disco ball as an attack? Maybe it's the same boss fight, you know, no matter which way it goes. So might as well just have the same attacks. Yeah. No, Disco is the other guy. The other guy is Disco. This guy is Trains. I guess the floor here is a train thing. Guys, he's got a knife. Okay. I was able to get close to him with the wall being there.
Slice of life.
Slice of life? Yeah, okay. What am I supposed to do about this? Oh. Up from above. There we go.
This one ain't rubber.
Very nice. We're figuring it out here. I think we got it. What? Some good bosses with some good, like, fun patterns and stuff in this one. In this game, you know. Photos of balls. A little bit of a case of mistaken identity. He's not the disco guy. Got photos of himself fighting with him.
Gentlemen.
Gotta be close here.
I let you be the star of my movie.
Well, you're the director. What the fuck? Hello?
Let's have a little heart to heart. Have a seat, lass.
Good. Yeah, this is just how it should end.
Ever since you arrived on this planet, these timepieces have
Yes.
been falling from the sky.
I know this.
Now, I can understand if you feel they belong to ye.
They do.
I get it. But did you know I can rewind time?
So what?
With one timepiece, I could reclaim the trophy that belongs to me. That's right. The Loss of Award 42. I got second place at the 42nd Annual Baird Awards. Me! Can you imagine?
Wait, so how?
DJ Grooves managed to get the first place trophy.
So he has won nearly all of them, other than one time where DJ Grooves made an actual movie. He made Boogie Nights that year, and you know, Boogie Nights is an actual honest-to-God movie. He didn't make The Great Parade, or taking pictures of celebrities, like Hat Girl. You know Hat Girl, the celebrity? Is she a celebrity? Whatever.
I need
Close enough to one.
timepiece to fix this mistake. Can't just.
No.
Oh, you're a greedy young lass, aren't you? I just need a single one, and you won't share.
No, I won't.
If you want this timepiece back so bad, come and get it.
All right. What? I got a bomb on me.
Remember this little bomb? This time, it's attached to you instead of me lovely train.
That's not good. Are we running or? No, we're fighting. We're fighting. Okay, this phase of the boss fight is much more train inspired. Okay. So based on who wins, I bet that you know, the phases are the same.
Better cover your ears. This bomb is gonna be loud.
The phases are the same. It's just the first one is the disco one, and the second one is the train one. Okay, we're good though. I just got to beat his ass. All right. Feel like we're close. I say that as we have 20 seconds left on the clock. Okay, good, okay. It's not a real timer.
How could you do this to me, lassie?
What? Okay. Oh my god, we got a parade following us now. Oh god. Bad time for a parade, fellas. Isn't this parade the band? Thought they were more like associated with him rather than with Penguin or with, I don't know. Maybe it is the same bunch of fellas from earlier. Boom! That'll do it. That was a good boss. I very much like that boss. That was a fun boss. This is a great world, you know? I think you're right. This world is like, is in the top tier of worlds for me. Maybe like A. I don't think that the disco side is quite as strong as the train side, but I still enjoy it a good deal. Alright, now we can leave. Now we've done the thing. And we got, in fact, one more timepiece than I was initially thinking. I was thinking about going to 20 tonight, given that we went to 10 last time, but got 21. It's fine. It's no big deal. It's not like there's an even number of things in the game. Ooh, how do we get through this? Ooh, that's right, with the thing. Fox mask. Okay. Oh, this isn't... I was gonna go to the place where the new level is, the Neon Metro, but it's not here. That was just a rift. What if we did like that one rift also? I'm kind of in the mood for a rift. But also let me fix up the burger thing. The cow thing from earlier. Okay, couple more things here. UFO, cow, cow, cow. Perfect, that's the order. Okay, fuck. You go in that order rather than the other order, and it works. Go figure. And yeah, that did add a thing to our level, so yeah, we need to do that. Want a bunch of rifts and shit. And we'll finish off this one as well, since we can. How about if we do that one rift? I'm in the mood for a rift. A nice quick rift here. And then we'll go to the Neon Metro area, which is where? We'll go to wherever the Neon Metro is, and then we'll call it for tonight. Just be a quick one here. Hopefully. Yes? Quick one. This looks like a quick one. Time Rift, the lab. I like this Mario Sunshine ass thing that it does. Honestly, more games should be like Mario Sunshine, you know? More games should just give you a big, you know, a bunch of fucking platforms floating in the void and just let you do obstacle course stuff with it. That is something I think. God damn these guys. We can all get behind that there should be more Mario Sunshine, floodless levels in the world. Mario Odyssey has a bunch of that, actually. You know, with, like, one-off levels. With, like, those little door rooms that are, like, door levels. You know, you go in a door and there's a level. Is that the way you would describe them? Door levels? They are levels and they are in a door. There must be a term for that that I don't know about. Or a term that someone has come up with since that game came out. What they're called. There's the ones that are indoors and the ones that are in, and the ones that are in, like, little stone dealies. You know what I mean? Beautiful! Oh, that was nice and quick and satisfying, and I'm happy that I did that. Woo, that feels good. This game, you know what I'll say? This game needs more rifts of that length. That is just the perfect length for a rift. That is just the perfect length for a little challenge. It's satisfying. Ooh. I think a lot of the rifts are that more like long style though. You know, the ones that you're unlocking are, the pink ones are. I like the ones that are the other way more. The ones that are like that. They're great. Okay, let's walk over to that. Does it make sense to walk over there now, since we're not going to be able to go in yet? And also, I don't know exactly where it is. Oh wait, is it in the dry cleaner thing? Oh no, that's the boat. Is it up here? If anyone knows where the Neon Metro is, go ahead and tell me. I just want to walk to that door. Oh, here it is. It's over here. I knew I was in the right vicinity. I just didn't know exactly where. Look. Do I need to hit A? Hit B, okay. Alright, we unlocked the thing. Look at that. Next time we'll go do Neon Metro. Oh, I'm teasing the folks at home. No, I'm gonna give y'all a kiss. Oh, look at that. Thanks for stopping by, for hanging out. Let me pull up the schedule. I will be back on Thursday with Majora's Mask Randomizer this week. Let me go ahead and do the raid. Majora's Mask Randomizer starting around 8 p.m. Central. We'll be using the Blitz roll rules. I'm gonna raid Baltimore. I don't know what he's playing. That sounds fine to me. I'll see y'all on Thursday, Mario Maker on Friday, and then Hat in Time will always be on Mondays for the foreseeable future. I'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good one. Oh, I have to... Fuck me. I don't have a way to get to the raid button. I need to... I'm gonna quit game. Shit, this is a weird thing to do. I'm gonna quit game so I can get back to OBS and send out the raid. I'll have a better way to do this next week, I promise. Bye, folks.